welcome in. How are y'all doing today? How's what day is it today? Sunday. Sunday. How's the Sunday? I left the windows open all night and now I feel like very congested. I think I never had allergies growing up. I think I do now. Like I just feel like mildly I just feel mildly congested and like sneezing like for a while, you know. Maybe I'll try. Like I don't know if it's specifically like a hay fever or if it's like something else, but maybe I'll try taking like a allergy medicine and see if it helps. And welcome in, Angel. How are you? You're waiting on your Amazon package. It's being delivered today. Are they like? Do they not just like leave it outside? Is it something exciting? You're waiting on it. I like I don't do as much anymore, but like before I would order on Amazon like so much. Like our house, like we would have a package, we have like an Amazon delivery like every day. Which is probably quite bad. But these days I don't really need too much from Amazon, you know? Hey, it's for horses? That's true. Yeah. But what if we are horses? You don't know that, you know? And thanks for the 3 stream streaks, Accordion. Congratulations. And welcome in Bear. You missed the starting soon screen. Oh no. I just have to play Deltarune and jam out to the music. I think it's coming out like, what is it? The 3rd? When does the Switch 2 come out? Wednesday, right? Wednesday? Thursday? Something like that? I think Alex was talking about it, and I think it was Wednesday. Let me double check. It's actually very important to me. I need to set aside a day to play it, you know? June 5th. What day is that? Okay. It's on a Thursday. I'll play it all weekend. It's about as high as your streak ever gets. Hey, you could degen multiple Wednesdays in a row. You never know. Night Raining on the Switch 2. I don't think Night Rain is gonna be on Switch 2, is it? Elden Ring will be on the Switch 2, but Night Rain will not. I think. Well, if Elden Ring can run on the Switch 2, I don't see why Night Rain couldn't. So maybe it is. They just didn't announce it yet. I have no idea. I feel like it would be fun to have like mods and stuff though. Like I think people were complaining in Night Rain that like there's not enough like enemy variety and stuff like that. So maybe if they do a like a randomizer, you know, like if you add like a randomizer into Night Rain, it would be more random each time so you can like have more longevity with it, I guess. We're not really at that point yet. We're not at the point where we're tired of fighting the Night Lords, you know, so that's not an issue yet, but I think for some people they beat it quite quickly, so maybe there's like a I know someone's making there's like the seamless co-op is being added to Night Rain already, I think. Like within like a week after it comes out. I guess they were prepared. Maybe they had a review copy or something. Like maybe they got an advanced copy to make seamless co-op. Who knows? I don't know what they will. I'm guessing it's just like you can have like more people or just like 2 people or like 4 people. Really, the mod's like doing what FromSoft should have done from the start. Night Raining. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Night Rain 2 on Switch 2 already. Or they're ready for Night Rain 2. I think they said they're gonna have DLC, but I hope the DLC is free. Cause like I feel like I don't know how much maybe if it's like really cheap or free, that'd be nice. Because like I don't know. I feel like already like the price is like fine, but like I think it could have been cheaper, especially if it's like they intended to make the game quite cheaply, right? So who knows? But their Elden Ring DLC was like 50 something. Well, it was like the price of Night Rain, but to be fair, the DLC had a lot. The Elden Ring DLC had a lot, so I don't know if maybe like Night Rain DLC will be like new maps or something. I think that could be good. But it would be nice if that was free. So lagging behind Night Rain 5 on the PS5. One day. They can't keep up, you know? Like Xbox One can only have Night Rain 1, you know, like they fell behind on the numbers. They gotta get with the meta, you know. I have Night Rain 2060. And my 2060 is doing great, you know, with Night Rain. So at least we have that. Yeah, I'm very excited for. It still doesn't feel like it's like really coming out because it felt like very far away for a while. But yeah, we are getting the next 4 chapters of Deltarune on Thursday, I think. I can't remember because they have chapters 1 and 2, and then it's like next 4. I think the game is supposed to have like 7 chapters, but for a while he was like, oh, I'm gonna release them all at once, and then but it was like, oh well, if you release them all at once, it's gonna be like 10 years. Like, can you can you release some now? And then some people are, because he basically said they were done, so everyone was like, I think he changed his mind and he said, I'll release other chapters now. So I'm very excited. I think like Deltarune or like Undertale is like the one game where like I don't like I don't necessarily like 100% it, but like I do like interact with every item, because like most games I just kind of like run through and I don't really bother about all the stuff. But like I feel like in Undertale and Deltarune, like I literally will like interact with every pixel because there's so many like secrets, and there's so many like jokes as well. all all you guys like joke enjoyers will love like Undertale and Deltarune. Like literally every item you interact with is some sort of like cheesy joke, you know? But like I kind of like it. I don't know how to describe it. Like I know I'm not like a dad joke enjoyer, and I wouldn't say they're necessarily like dad jokes. It's like it's a very specific it's like a very specific type of humor, and I just kind of vibe with that. I don't know. I feel like I don't get my money's worth if I don't interact with every NPC. Yeah, you gotta try out Undertale, Angel. Like literally actually Deltarune has this more, but like literally like every single thing you interact with has like some like cheesy angel style joke. So I think it's quite fun. There's a lot of like heart to it, I guess. Like there's a lot of personality to it, I guess is the best way to say it. Like literally every little thing has a flavor. It has a flavor text, you know, which I think is fun. Obviously, you can do that in like a smaller scale game. I think it's fun. But if you like I don't necessarily feel that strongly about the gameplay, but I like the story, and I like the humor and the characters and stuff like that. I think it's a fun time. I'm gonna have to go back and like remember what happened, but I feel like, but it's been a while. I think it came out. I think the demo, there's like a free demo. It's like chapters 1 and 2, and I think that came out like 5. I remember playing it on my MacBook. So it must have been pre 2020, because like I remember I played chapter 1 on my MacBook. So like it must have been pre 2020, because otherwise I would have played it on my PC. So I guess I've been waiting a while, but I just never really thought about it, you know? Although like I signed up for like the newsletter, and it's one of those newsletters where they like put your name in it. Like you sign up with your name, right? But then the email starts with "Hello Maya," and I'm like, oh, like it's kind of freaky. I don't know. Like I know it's just like inputted in there, but like every time I get a email from Toby Fox himself and it says, "Dear Maya," I just get kind of freaked out. I don't like that. But I'm glad he stopped doing that, because I didn't like the name in there. The before times, yeah, the pre-PC times. I mean, you guys know the story of my PC. I was playing a lot of The Sims on my MacBook, but I couldn't make big houses on The Sims because, like, you know, it would lag out if you put too much stuff in the house, you know? And so then I was like, oh, I'll build a PC. But then I was like, you can play The Sims on like a 10-year-old PC. Like that's how they design it, right? But like I was like, oh, I might as well future-proof it, cause like who knows what kind of PC games I'll play in the future? Cause like I actually didn't really, I never really played like intensive PC gamer, cause like I didn't play these games, right? On Steam, I just had like a bunch of indie games, right? That would basically like run on your phone. That's the kind of games I was playing. So then I was like, I may as well future proof it, and then that worked out for me. That worked out for me because otherwise I would have had to upgrade it probably. And welcome in Aladdin. First name basis, yeah. Me and Toby. I should start calling him Toby instead of Toby Fox. Toby Fox himself writes each email. No way. You type that out for me? That's crazy. But yeah, so so yeah, sorry. I don't tell you guys about his nicknames, but yeah. Sometimes we do call him Tobes. Sounds a bit weird actually. Yeah, so it's like it's finally here, you know? It's one of those very long awaited things. Because Undertale came out in 2015. And I played it it came out, no, I think it might have come out in 2014. Because I played it in 2015, so I must have waited a while before I played it. And Lee, thank you so much for the 27 months. Welcome in. Congrats on being first. Definitely first. But yeah, what's everyone been up to this weekend? I was continuing, you know, the show I was telling you about guys about yesterday, Devil's Plan, the game show. I got to like the last 3 episodes and it sucks. I actually I know I like the show up until that point, but like the last game, like the game to decide the finalists was like it made me so mad. I was like that is so unfair. Like I was very upset about it. It was like a betting game. Like it was a betting game, but it's like your bet based off like so the currency in the game is like pieces. You get like these like little puzzle pieces. And like basically the people have like really like and if you lose all your pieces, you're out, right? So you're betting with these pieces, but some people had like 15 pieces and some people had 2. So like there's no way you can win the game if you're the person with 2, right? Cuz you're like the person can just play it safe every time, like fold every time. Or just like not bet every time because like they have nothing to lose. Like they can't lose, right? Like even if the person with 2 pieces goes all in and bets and wins, they're not going to win. Like it's such a stupid rule. And welcome in Law second. Congrats. What shows was this? It was The Devil's Plan. And then they also had a rule at round 15, everyone loses a piece every 5 rounds. So they basically were just like, well, our plan is just to like wait, like just like stall out the game till round 15 because we have like 15 plus pieces and everyone else has like less than 5, right? So like we may as well just wait it out. Which is so stupid. I was like, what a way to make a really boring game at that. Like every game leading up to that was like fun. Like I think they were well done and they were like very interesting and like strategy and stuff like that. But like the last game, I was like, there's literally no way for those people to win. So it was very unfair. They should have changed the rules, like so, like you know, like everyone can bet because it was also like in like a line, so you can only bet with the person next to you, but they were in like alliances, right? So like the 2 people who were in the lead were like next to each other, so they were just exchanging pieces back and forth and just like waiting it out. So I was like, firstly, it's such a boring game. Secondly, it's so unfair because my faves could not make it through, like by any means, you know. You make me circle. True. She's circling. But yeah, so that game felt very. I was very. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I think some of the and I feel like the game itself was very it was more like a rich get richer situation, you know, because like the people who were already at the top got a lot of advantages that the people at the bottom did not get. So it's like yeah, that's why they had such a large disparity in the number of pieces. So I was like, that's silly. I was rooting for my faves. I was rooting for Unyu and she was really really good, and she was beating every like the bottom people always have to compete in a death match, and she was in every single death match, and she came out every time. But like I don't know. Like she had no chance at the last game to get to the finals. So I thought that was real silly, you know? And I didn't really like the people that were made it to the finals, because the girl who like there's like a guy and a girl, and they were both really smart. They were probably, to be fair, they were probably the smartest people on the show, and they did deserve to be in the finals. But like the girl, like she seemed like she didn't want to win. Like I was like, what's the point of being on the show if you don't want to win? She was like, she kind of seemed like she wanted to make the guy win, and then like, cause like the one of the remaining people, like he couldn't win in that betting game, right? So he was like, oh well, the only thing I could do now is like change the person in first. So instead of the guy being in first, he wanted to make the girl be in first, just to like shake things up, right? But she was like crying. She was like, only one person can come out safe in that game. So like if she doesn't come in first, um, she will be in danger, right? But then like she was like crying, and she was like, well, our plan was to make the guy first, and like I feel bad like sending him to the deathmatch game. But I was like, girl, like if he doesn't go, you go. You know, it's not like you're both safe. And then she was like, she didn't want to do it. I was like, what's the point of playing? Like literally, what's the point if you're like you're not even playing for yourself? You know, like you're just playing to make someone else win. It's like it was such a strange it was such a strange dynamic. So like now it's like, what's the point of even watching the finals? Like she's just gonna let him win, you know? Like she clearly doesn't want to win herself, you know? It's like it's so weird. It's so strange. Games where you need a miracle to win are the best games though. But I think the game needs to start fair. You know, like they all need to be like on relatively equal footing, right? Like if we play poker and I have 2 chips and you have 20, like there's no way I can win, right? Like you'll just fold every turn, right? Like that's obviously like not advantageous, right? Like there's really no way. And especially if there's that rule where like you lose one piece every certain amount of turns, like you just wait for that round, right? Um if you do win means more. There was actually like feasibly no way for them to win. Just by the rules of the game, because they could just wait, right? They had no reason to take any risks, and they had no reason to like if they were also like betting and stuff like that, it would have worked. But um they could just wait, like that. The way the game played out, they could have just waited, which is really silly. And essentially they could just like trade pieces between them and just end the round each time, and just get to the round where people lose pieces, and then like other people don't have enough to continue playing. So it's like, what's the point, you know? But I really like I watched this is season 2, and I watched season 1, and season 1's quite good. There's some of my faves are in season 1, and I was like, oh, maybe I should just rewatch season 1. Because there's some fun games for sure. Like it's like a weird show where like it's like a game show where it's like based on like it's like smart people, I guess. And basically like sometimes they take like 10 minutes to explain the rules. Like the games are like very in depth. Like they're very complex, which is kind of like refreshing, you know, because like I feel like a lot of times like game shows on TV and stuff can be like really dumbed down, but like basically every round they're playing like a pretty complex board game essentially, or like a social deduction game kind of thing, which makes it very interesting. And sometimes they go very deep into the game and very deep into the strategy, right? And they're all quite smart, so like they're all playing at like a pretty high level of the game. So I think that makes it enjoyable. What would you say is your favorite American game show? I don't know. I don't think I've really watched that many American game shows. I actually have no idea. I never really watched like I never really watched like Western reality TV, you know, because I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. They're kind of they're like Western reality TV and like or sorry, like game shows, I guess, like survival shows. Western ones and Korean ones are so different. Like everyone's so polite and like obviously there's like an appeal to like the Western one where everyone's like in it, like everyone's like very ruthless, I guess, right? But in like the first one I watched was like Physical 100, and Physical 100 is very enjoyable because it's like a very like everyone's very sportsmanlike and very like very respectful towards each other, and it's like they're not really like the games are interesting just as games, and they all have a good like respect for each other, right? So Physical 100 I think is very well done. I do like Devil's Plan season 1, but I think Physical 100 is done much better. And it's just like interesting in a sense that like yeah, like smart people are interesting too, but like the the level of like skill and physicality in Physical 100 is very interesting. Wipeout. Oh yeah, I forgot about Wipeout. I feel like when I watch shows like that, I'm like, damn, like I feel like they're getting really hurt. And welcome in, Jimmy. Hope you all had a nice weekend. I hope you did too. I gotta go with Family Feud since you don't have to be smart. You're just guessing survey results. I think Family Feud is fun. I think I like the concept of it. I don't necessarily like watching the actual show. You know what I mean? Like I think the game itself seems fun. Like if I was like playing with people or whatever. But like the actual, I don't know. Like sometimes it depends how it's going on the wait, and Family Feud, aren't they like literally families? Isn't that why it's called that? Like you go on with your family? I don't even know how it works. I just know like the thing where you have to guess the then like do you remember Google Family, like there was that, I think it still exists, but like the Google mini game where it's like Google Family Feud. I think that one's really fun. And welcome in, Kang. Physical and fit. Yeah, everyone was great. Like okay, probably like 99% of the people were on steroids, but they were all like crazy muscular. like the level of things they could do was like just like crazy to watch. I think that's also part of the appeal of it, because like you see them do these like insane physical feats. Like you're like, it's very impressive. If you don't have respect for your opponent, why even play? Yeah, I think just like, yeah, I think if they're all respectful and sportsmen, like I think that I enjoy watching that more than people like, kind of playing unfairly or like being really like weird, like really like, I don't know, not even like necessarily emotional, because like I think that makes for a good watch. But like if they're just like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like they need to play in the spirit of the game. UK game shows are the best because they're for the nerds. No, but people were comparing the UK version of, I think it's called The Genius, to the Korean one, and they were like, wow, they really dumb it down in the UK one, because like I'm not even joking, like they will some of the game explanations in Devil's Plan are like 7 minutes long, like full 7 minutes slideshow of like the game rules. Like that's how long they will, like that's how complicated these games get, right? So everyone was comparing it to certain UK game shows and saying like, wow, like the UK version is like much simpler, because like they think the audience won't sit through that, which I guess there's pros and cons. Like I don't think there's anything bad with a simple game, because especially if they can like meta game it or whatever. But and I think they have like a good variety of people. I don't know how it works on the UK ones, but like they're not like normal people competing, right? It's like, okay, this person is like top graduate at the math program at this university, or like this, like they all have like different skill sets. It's like, oh, this person is like, one of them was like a really legendary Go player, so he was like very talented. They also have like a poker player, which really obviously benefits in like betting games and stuff like that. And like, yeah, just they have like interesting people for sure, and some of them were so smart. Are you talking about favorite game show? Yeah, we're just talking about game shows. You like that? You like tennis as a concept? You don't want to play it. Fair enough. In my favorite game show, you must answer in the form of a question. What is Jeopardy? Recently on the Vancouver subreddit, there was this kid from Vancouver, or he's not a kid, I guess he's like this guy from Vancouver, and he was on Jeopardy recently, and he won like 2 or 3 nights in I don't know how it works. Like he was doing well apparently. I don't know how I don't know how Jeopardy works, but it seemed like he won his. I guess they play many days in a row. I don't really understand, but he was doing well. So everyone was cheering him on, like go Vancouver, you know. I don't know much about Jeopardy though. It's just like general knowledge, right? I don't think I have the best at I don't think I have the best at general knowledge, you know? Like I don't think that would work out for me. I think but I don't think I would do that well on Devil's Plan either. Even though technically I am qualified like looking at the other contestants, like a lot of them are like, you know, have like math degrees or whatever. Like I feel like I could technically fit the demographic to be on the show, but like I feel like I'm really not a strategic person. I really don't like strategy games. Um, I find them. It's not like I can't do it. I just find it tedious, you know. But I guess if I was like talking out strategy with teammates, then maybe I wouldn't mind as much, you know. But like I hate like one-on-one games that like that where it's like I just find it tedious. Like it's like okay, if I was playing chess, like yeah, I can think multiple moves ahead. Like obviously my brain is capable of that. But do I want to? Like I don't want to. Like I really don't want to. But I actually one of the in the last death game where one of my favorites, Hyunjin, um he was eliminated. I really related to him because it was this game where there's like a pyramid of numbers and equations, and you have to like they give you like a target number. They're like, okay, 9, and then you have to pick 3 squares that like have like it would be like you know like it would be like 9 divided by 3 times 3, and you have to like figure out quickly which squares like create an equation to that number. And then like one of the guys was like, oh, like you're a math major, like you're gonna do great. And he's like, bro, like we don't just sit around doing like basic arithmetic, you know, like I'm actually not that good at it. And I was like, I relate so hard because like a lot of times like I know I mean I joke about it myself, but like people are like, oh, you're like a math degree, like why can't you do like why are you so bad at like basic basic calculations, you know? I'm like, we like you think I spent 4 years doing like my times tables? Like I did not. We don't even go anywhere near that, right? Like half the time there's no numbers involved in my math class, you know? It's like very like in the purest form of math, it's like just logic, right? And it has nothing to do with numbers. So it's like I actually really suck at I would actually fail in that game because like it's such basic arithmetic. I would do very badly, you know? You like mastermind a quiz show, we get asked general trivia questions and then in-depth questions about a topic you pick yourself in advance. For example, British birds of prey. That's really specific. I don't think I have any like I don't think I have any topics where like if you guys had to pick a very specific topic to get asked trivia question, I don't think I have one. Like I don't have any like interest like that where I'm like, oh, I know so much about it, you know? Like I'm like, oh, I know every little thing about it. I don't really have that. Like I don't think I go in depth and like learn a bunch of facts about something because I really like it, you know? Like if I had to pick, I'd be like, yeah, maybe Genshin, or like start. I think I would pick like Stardew Valley. I don't think you can go that specific though. Maybe yeah, Stardew Valley or like um One Direction. One Direction. I could do One Direction. I was such a big One Direction fan back in the day. But yeah, I don't think I have any like, oh, I really like trains, so I know everything about trains, you know? So it's like, no idea. I have an archaeology degree and I struggle to dig a hole right now. What? You don't dig holes for 4 years? That's crazy. Math has a game nature? I don't think so. Maybe like specifically game theory does. Your mastermind specialism would have to be either WoW or Magic the Gathering. You gotta go with WoW. All that time can't be for nothing, you know? Is it allowed to be that specific? Can it be like one specific video game? I feel like that'd be boring for the audience to watch, right? Like, is that entertaining for the audience to listen to questions about birds of prey? Like what? People generalize your skill set just because of your major. Comp sci majors constantly get knocked in a circle for help with anything related to computer. I'm the same. Yeah, because like I also have a comp sci. I also have a comp sci major, and I'm not like in computer science. We don't. It's also, I mean, there's a lot of logic and like coding and stuff like that, but like I don't necessarily. I'm not necessarily like good at like tech support. Like obviously like I spend a lot of time on computers and stuff like that, but there are a lot of people who are not comp sci majors who are better at tech support than I am. In fact, like in tech companies, we have we have an IT department, right? That aren't like programmers, right? Because like we programmers are like kind of notoriously bad at that kind of stuff, and IT is way more competent in like with the actual computer, like the OS and everything itself, you know? Like we learn, like I think a lot of people don't understand that like if you get a university degree in comp sci, it's very much an academic field, right? We're not actually really, we do learn how to code, but like that's not really like the main thing. It's not like we're not in like a coding boot camp, right? Like we actually do a lot of like theory and like that kind of stuff, right? Like we do theory and we even do some like proofs and stuff like that. Like we'll prove like algorithms. Like it's like you prove like the runtime of an algorithm to see like how long it will take, how much memory it will use, like stuff like that. It's that's and it's essentially pure comp sci. And a lot of programs will call something computer science, but it's just like coding, right? Which is a part of it, but it's not the main thing. It's been on air since 1972, so it has to have some appeal. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I guess I mean, I feel like I'll watch like Devil's Game, but like I'm like, and it's so easy to like backseat it, you know? Like it's so easy to backseat like computer or not computer stuff, but like the game when you're watching when I'm watching Devil's Plan, it's like, oh, they should have just done this, you know? But I think if I was actually in the situation, I don't think I would do any better, you know? Like I don't think my math degree makes me more like better at those kind of games. Actually, one of the contestants this round this season was he didn't have any like education qualifications, but he had he was like a well-known board game YouTuber. So he was like really into board games and he did really well. So it's not necessarily about intelligence. Well, he probably was fairly intelligent. If I had to guess. But yeah, a lot of it is like knowing how to play the game. But if everyone's on equal playing field and they're like, this is a game that never has existed before, I think the smart people generally figure out a lot of strategies and stuff very quickly. But it kind of depends on the person. Some people were better at like the spatial reasoning part of it, or like there's like certain puzzles. Like one of the main puzzles they were solving in their free time was like there's like a grid. It's like a 6x6, 7x7 grid, whatever. And you have like a knight, like from chess, and you have to use a knight to like fill up the whole board. But you can only move as a knight can. The stuff like that, I think, obviously, it's like very pure intelligence based, like pattern recognition, like that kind of stuff. But like the games themselves were essentially board games, and there's a lot of like social deduction in the games for sure, like making alliances, you know, reading people, stuff like that, or manipulating people. There's a lot of social aspect to it in a group game. Math is just like a game. You start with basic rules and then it gets more difficult the longer you play. I don't know if that's true. Maybe like if you're like taking university classes, like, but that's like everything. That's like every university class. Like you start with the first year level and then you go more and more. You thought computer science majors were nerds. Now I know I was wrong. Yeah, definitely not nerds. It's mostly coding, but it doesn't mean you would actually have experience in putting one together or the person to ask to check someone's PC part picker list. Yeah, absolutely. I think it like obviously, like in my field, there's definitely more computer enthusiasts than like I don't know, like if you ask like a bunch of nurses, like I think I understand where people are coming from, but as someone who like I think I'm more of a okay, I would say it's more like 50-50. A lot of computer science people, a lot of people in tech, they really like tech. It might be more than 50-50 actually. It might be like 75-25. But then there's people like me who I actually like don't care about computers so much. Like I don't really like technology. I don't keep up with the latest technology stuff, all that stuff. I like video games. That's that's pretty much it. I don't know anything about I know like more than the average person about computers, but like I don't necessarily have like an interest in it, but I do think it's somewhat true that if you were to ask people about building your PC, you would probably have more luck in a group of like computer science majors. Like, because a lot of people go into it because they like computers, right? Um, it's not necessarily like we learn about it in the class. It's more just like they're maybe like self-selecting. Because a lot of people will go into computer science because they grew up with computers or they have an interest in computers. For me, it wasn't like that, but for a lot of people, it is. But yeah, I am pretty useless if you have a tech issue. You do not want me. If something's wrong with your PC build, like do not ask me. Like I'm not the guy for it. And like when my coworkers like I said, like I think a lot of people do have that interest, but a lot of my coworkers will be like "Oh, like oh, did you hear about the new Nvidia chip or whatever?" And I'm like, "No." No, I didn't hear about it. I'm sorry. What number are we on again? Like 60 something? Like I have no idea. And welcome in, Ruska. Where is the hat? You gotta redeem it. You gotta save up your points and redeem it. But yeah, I don't really have any interest in computer stuff. I think for me it's like I for me it's like technology serves a purpose, but I don't get technology for the sake of technology. And welcome in, Link. Hope you're doing well. Nobody saved point. You can't get people to save. Like maybe you can. I don't know. But like, you got to save them yourself. You got to rely on yourself. Yeah, Draconian can't spare any of his 280,000 points. It's that's his emergency fund. You can't spend your emergency fund. Yeah, it's a lot of people do ask me about computers, and I feel that, People are like, oh, like tell me. Or you know what people ask me a lot, like in chat, like they'll I have in like my bio that I'm like a work in tech or whatever, and sometimes people will ask me like, "What's your favorite coding language?" And I'm like, "Wow, I don't feel that like passionate about any specific coding language. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I use the one that gets the job done. Like, I'm not like, wow, I'm such a big fan of Go. Like, I'm such a big fan of Python. Like I don't have like I'm not like a fangirl, over some coding language. You're kind of hungry, but ate a lot of food for dinner last night. I mean, I don't think that means you can't be hungry if you ate last night. That's a long time ago, in my opinion. I'm a breakfast person. I wake up really hungry. Um, you're gonna retire someday. You gotta make sure you invest it wisely. You got your hat, Ruska. There you go. You're saving up for the Hutao cosplay. You're 2.5% of the way there. Almost there. Almost there. You just gotta bide your time. You just gotta bide your time. What? I feel like this hat gets like really deformed over time. Like, I feel like it doesn't fit properly after a while. There we go. Like, why is it so pointy here? Who did that? And welcome in, Sergio, if you're doing well. You know, my favorite. Okay, yeah, that's true. I have languages I dislike. But like, who uses C? Like, in what situation do people use C? Like, I don't think it's that often. Maybe like hardware, like very low level stuff. They probably use it. Well, I'm staying away from that. It's too full of your head oils. That's true. That's true. I did wash my hair last night. I washed my hair last night, so I'm not contributing to the oils currently. IoT stuff? What's IoT? Man, I'm sure like a lot of people have this experience. Like if you get like a certain degree and they're like, "Oh, like if you're an English major, like have you read every book?" Okay, maybe not that, but um like people will assume like people who don't know or people who don't know very well on the topic will have like a very surface level. Like obviously, right? Like they're not expected to know, but for most people their experience with math is just like high school math, right? So like I understand why they think that way, but like obviously the actual like academic discipline is very different. Like you think like obviously like mathematicians and stuff aren't just like sitting around doing like algebra. Like you can literally just plug that into a calculator. Have you read every book? Maybe they asked that. I don't know. Internet of Things like smart gadgets. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Like if you're doing that is like low level though. That's like devices. I saw a thing where English professors are concerned that English students are unable to read and comprehend books at a enough level. Yeah, I think these days kids have like lower reading comprehension than they used to. Did you guys ever do like um did you guys ever do like those reading quizzes at school? Like that we had they would take us into like another room like one on one. They would have us read a passage and then they would like ask us questions about it or something. Like I really remember doing this. I don't know if that's a common. Obviously, like every schooling system is different, but we had that. I was like, yeah, like it was kind of pressuring. You're like one on one, Like a finance major would be asked about how someone should start saving up for retirement or how to save on taxes. Yeah. I think a lot of people like just assume. I mean, I kind of do this too. A lot of people just assume like you're like an accountant. Like it's like if you're just like every sort of finance person is just an accountant, but like not everyone is an accountant. I'm like, it would be nice if you were. And welcome in, Maestro. How are you? Isn't for most people high school everything? That's like crazy. People arguing about vaccinations are weird because they have high school education versus bored. A doctor that spent 10+ years in the field. I mean, that's a different issue altogether. Like there's some people who are like nurses who are anti-vax. It has nothing to do with education. Some people are just stupid. Some people are just stupid and misinformed. It has nothing to, like a lot of people who only have a high school degree are very intelligent. It has nothing to do with. I don't think education is necessarily um exact correlation with intelligence. I think to get certain educations, you do have to be smart. But just because you don't have that doesn't mean you're not smart. You know? They would ask me to read a passage as fast. Like, yeah, same. Do they still? They probably don't do that anymore. Because these days, not to be like, oh, back in my day, like kids these days or have it so easy, but like honestly, in British Columbia, we used to have provincial exams that were like standardized exams that everyone takes. They got rid of them. And I was like, you know what? I can understand the value of like maybe they didn't have value, but as someone who had to go through them, and then like 2 years later, my brother didn't have to go through them, I was like a bit salty about that. I was like, come on, like I had to do it. You guys should too. um, but then my friend was telling me like one of my friends is a like a low grade teacher. Sorry, that's a weird way to put it, but like like kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2 teacher. And she says like they don't have grades for like the lower they don't give scores, I mean, for lower grades. And I was like, that's fair enough. Like do you really care? Like does it really matter if you get a letter grade when you're like 6 years old? Like I don't think it matters. um I can understand how people like obviously at a certain age I think you should start having grades, but when you're that young, does it really matter? You gotta tell you some high school stories from what I said yesterday. Oh yeah, okay. If I just had high school physics education, I would not argue with the astrophysics doctor of science. Yeah, but that's because you're smart enough and you have self-awareness. Some people don't. It has nothing to do with whether they're. I mean, obviously, if they had astrophysics, doctor of science, they would know what's correct, hopefully, and they would not be like the Earth is flat, right? Like, but like plenty of people, like I only have. I mean, okay, actually, I took like first year physics, but like I'm not a physicist, but like I know the Earth is not flat, like I knew that in high school. I knew that when I was like 12. Okay. You have friends who became teachers, and the prerequisites you have to do elementary mathematics in college. Even if you want to be a reading to social studies teacher, yeah, that's reasonable. I think they teach you. You don't necessarily specialize when you're in high school. You can kind of teach a lot of different subjects. We start getting grades in middle school. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like for a while, I think some things I'm like, ooh, I feel like they are getting soft, but that kind of stuff I don't think matters because like, who really cares about like if your 6-year-old child is like gets an A like in their class? Like I don't think it really means much. As long as you're tracking their progress and making sure they're like learning to read and like that kind of stuff. And welcome in Knife. Hope you're doing well today. And welcome in P. I hope you're doing well today as well. I must know if my child is winning. They have like rankings. Like they're like this 6-year-old spelled got worst grade on the spelling test. Like what are you doing? You know, it's not a flat Earth safe space channel. Oh no, it's there's probably some out there for you. Should I add like is there like a tag? Flat Earthers tag on Twitch? There must be, right? There must be flat Earth channels on Twitch of people. So weird, right? But yeah, it's I'm glad. I'm actually like forever grateful. I know I was complaining about weaves and like, you know, a lot of weaves are like, oh, everything's better in Japan, but I'm so glad I grew up here and not in the Japanese school system. The Japanese school system is so rough. Like a lot of school systems in Asia are similar to that, but like yeah, it is it's a tough time, you know? Like I feel like it was so chill here. Like I don't know what your guys' high school experience was, but high school was so chill, you know? So like I'm forever grateful for that. You're arguing with the flat earther on Twitch on a channel, just some chatter. And the streamer was just like entertained like by this flat earther. I feel like if a flat earther was in their chat, I feel like I'd let them hang around for a bit just for fun. But like if they kept going off the rails, then maybe I would just, you know, ban them or something. Cause like it depends how much they were taking up the chat. New tag, no heliocentrism allowed. I think it's too big a word for flat earthers. Did they use that word? Did they call you did they just say round earthers or did they say heliocent? I had to break that word down, man. Never heard it before. Did I hear flat earth? Oh, we were just talking about we were talking about game shows and then we were talking about like degrees, like what, you know, like people think like, you know, like what people think degrees study versus what they actually study, that kind of thing. And then yeah, now we're at talking about stupid people. It's a whole conversation about intelligence and stuff like that. Flat earthers think they're smarter than everyone else. They love a big, useless word. Yeah, that's such a stupid word. Globe earthers? Oh, globe earthers. Interesting. Okay. Do you guys know any flat earthers in real life? I don't think I do. I think like a lot of times like I think it's pretty common for people to run in social circles and everyone's pretty equally educated in the social circle, right? Because like I guess you meet people like at school and stuff. You always troll them by referring to Terry Pratchett. It's a flat disc. It's on the back of 4 elephants, and the elephants are standing in the shell of the space turtle. Oh, the one with like the turtles, and then there's like so many turtles all the way down. Globe head. Oh, I'm down to be a globe head. It's one story when you get off the chest. It's really hilarious. Okay, you always bring your soccer ball to school and tell me this random student just comes out of nowhere, throws the ball, and breaks the class window. No one was hurt. Okay, everyone was running and hiding, pretending nothing happened. One person ran as fast as Roadrunner and he face planted to the grass, and people laughed at the guy. Wait, so someone was running because they were scared because the glass broke? Well, what is this chaos happening at school? This guy throws a ball, breaks a window, and then everyone starts running. Like everyone just panics, like a group of Sims. I guess that is what happens. Only people banned here and weeb. Yeah, we allowed flat earthers, but not weebs, because like we have standards. We all have standards here, you know. Like one is an acceptable level of crazy, and another one, no. We cannot have those. And my hair is a mess. Where did this hair come from? Okay, I guess it came from there. We didn't want to get in trouble or suspended. Fair enough. What about furries? um, that's a good question. Are you asking for a friend or asking for yourself? Like, I guess it depends on how you engage with furries. You know, like if you, whatever you want in your free time, I guess I won't judge. But like, it depends how it depends how you live your life, I guess. Furries should be banned in here. I mean, I don't necessarily think so. I think as long whatever hobby they have on their own time, like I don't mind. You can deny climate change, but we will not entertain any talk about Nino Kuni. What's Nino Kuni? What about draconians? We already know, like, we can't get rid of him. That was a good. Oh, it's a game. It's a game. I'm sorry. Made a major email that says no furries allowed. Honestly, I don't feel that strongly about furries as I do about weaves. You know, I don't have any ill will towards furries. I'm a furry ally. You're grandfathered in at this point. Yeah, exactly. We can't get rid of him. But yeah, it's just weaves, really. I mean, obviously we draw the line at discriminating against others. Obviously, it is Pride Month. We obviously we don't allow homophobes specifically in Pride Month. Like any other month, no issues. I mean, education. You hear stories about that. People fail. When people fail, everything changes. I don't know about that specifically, but I think it's just really intense because like my cousins, once they reach like grade 10, 11, 12, once they reach like grade 10, 11, 12, they would go to school at like 7, 8 a.m. and they wouldn't come home till like 10 p.m. because they have like after school, it's called juku, and it's like basically it's like a extra outside of school studying for university exams. So that's like, and like basically like they had like extracurricular activities and stuff up until grade 10, and once they hit grade 10 they have to quit. So like they do certain like my cousin played like basketball, and I mean she wasn't like that passionate about basketball, but like it's just saying like they can't really do any activities outside of school afterwards because they're just studying. And their universities are pretty chill, but I think it's I think the system is bad, and it's really tough on the kids. And welcome in, Ratzi. Congrats on being first. I was joking about the homophobes thing. In case anyone wasn't clear. Obviously, that is not true. Homophobes not allowed. All year round. Don't worry. Yunakuni helped me a lot when your mom passed. Like, you played it before her passing, but after she did. And I was sad or depressed. I just think about the protagonist who wishes forward, even though his loss is small. Oh, that's very fitting for the situation. I mean, obviously, guys, we can't discriminate against weeb behavior in that situation. So I will let slide. I'm glad that game helped you. I think a lot of games can definitely, I think a lot of games can have a lot of like emotional impact, or like it could be very special at certain times of your life. I think a lot of media can do that. Not even just games, like it could be a show, it could be a movie, all those things. Yeah, I'm glad it helped you. In grade 10, I wasn't even paying attention to school during real time. Yeah, you would not make it in Japan. It's tough out there, and I think their school system is really weird because like in Japan, it's kind of like unless you're going for like very specific fields, like if you're like an engineer or a doctor or whatever like that. For the most part, like you go to university and like it's like chill. Like after like years and years of hell in school, like you go to university and it's chill. But what matters is what university you went to and not what you studied. So like you can just study like whatever the hell you want in university, but like what really matters is what school you went to and the prestige of that, and that's why the university entrance exams matter so much. So that's why. And a lot of times you need exams to enter the workforce. So like a lot of my actually pretty much all my family members they work for the government, and you have to take exams to qualify to work for the government. So you're also like after university you have to study for these exams. And it's like I like the system here where it's like you can kind of just choose what job you want, you know? And you can change jobs if you want. But in Japan, you can't really do that because it's like some like it depends on the job, but like at least in the government, it's like very like you enter the system from your exam and then like you just rise up based on seniority. It's very bureaucratic, and it's like you're almost like you're in school after you finish school and like you're in the workforce. I pay attention to media streams mostly because I have something else I'm doing also. I mean, whatever helps you pay attention. Like obviously, like I don't have ADHD, so I don't know how it works, but it sounds like that works for you if you do something else, but not for shows. It doesn't seem like it's working for you in shows. Seems like you're missing stuff. I feel like in Japan, it's almost like they make the kids study for the purpose of just study. Oh, absolutely. They study the most useless things, right? Like, and my mom always said that, like, in Japan, like, obviously the school system here is not perfect. I would never say that, but in Japan, it's like, it's very much rote memorization. Like, it's like completely rote memorization. Like for like one thing that's like one thing I always bring up is I remember my cousin. He was really studious, and he was really good at school, and I was like I would like as my cousins got older and they would study in um as my cousins got older and they studied more, I would be able to like talk to them in Japanese but use English words if I didn't know the Japanese word, and they would always know the vocabulary. My cousin, he knew the word automatopoeia, like, and I'm still shocked at that. I was like, a lot of like, he can't even speak a basic conversation in English, but he knows the word automatopoeia. I think that's so useless. I'm so sorry. But like he can't even have like a conversation about the weather, you know? But he knows this word that like a lot of people who are native English speakers may not know, you know? And I was like, come on. It's so that's like the extent of their memorization. Um, it's just like that. Got to know in Japan, you'd be a bigger disappointment to your family. Oh no. What about when it comes to their mental health? When it comes to like if they fail the semester? I don't know. I don't know what happens if you fail the semester, but mental health is not talked about the way it's talked about in the West. Like in Asia, there's still a very large stigma around mental health, and it's more like in Asian households, it's more like you just don't talk about it. Like, there's people who are struggling. Yeah, it doesn't exist. We just don't talk about it. Everyone's fine. If you're struggling, keep it to yourself. Like, that's pretty much how it goes, which is not good. You're in Norway but born in Korea. I like those models in different ways. I heard Korea is like even more intense when it comes to like teenagers and stuff in school. But maybe you didn't get to that age when you were. I'm sure you have like family or like people you know, but like I heard Korea is quite intense as well. If you're trying to like get into like the university entrance exams and stuff like that, they have also the after school class. And I feel like they should just let kids be kids. Like the stuff you learn in high school doesn't matter too much, you know. Can't even spell onomatopoeia. That's not how you spell it, yeah. And welcome in GQ. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, he did not do it. I'm sorry, Ratsi. Um, Zirconian did do it. I even trust that Zirconian did not look it up. He just knows. Because he is the best English student here. If we had an English Jeopardy, I think Zirconian would win. Oh, so wrong. There's a T in. Yeah, there's a T in there. Onomatopia. It is. If you spell it out, it is there. We don't about it. You don't talk about it. We don't mention it because you don't want to hassle others. Just don't bring it up. Exactly. There's a lot of care towards how you appear to others. Like there's a lot of culture of like saving face. So it's generally not really talked about. And there's a lot of families where like there is mental health issues in the family, and yeah, this like certain relative is like has mental health issues, but no one talks about it. That's kind of how it goes. So you and your guy friends use the Japan mental health approach. Yeah. You went to Yonsei University. Damn. So you did the Korean model indeed. And you liked it? Wasn't it hard though? Like, if you compare it to, I mean, obviously it has some benefits. Like, obviously it makes very, it makes very disciplined, studious kids. But like, I don't know. I feel like when you're a kid, you should just, like, like, let the kids be kids. Especially, that's so much pressure to put on them when they're like 17, right? To like do these entrance exams and like they're not allowed to do, like, you don't get to do that much stuff outside of school. Like for me, like when I look back at my high school time, I had a great time in high school, and I still I'm a very studious person. Like I obviously not to that degree, but I'm obviously like I'm like decently educated despite that, right? Like, and I had a lot of fun in school. I did a lot of extracurricular activities in high school. You're too crazy to hide it. Fair enough. It's a weird thing. Sometimes people make it way worse when they try to talk about stuff. It depends. Yeah, sometimes people have bad experiences when they bring stuff up and they don't want to do it again. I think it's important to talk about it, but yeah, you have to do it in the right way and with the right people. Japan has zero tolerance when it comes to cyberbullying. It affects mental health and etc. You can get arrested for it. I think they even passed a bill. I think there is still bullying though in schools in Japan. I know like Korea is quite notorious for it. For like pretty intense bullying. Like some of the real life stories that have come out of that are like pretty crazy. I don't know if Japan has the same reputation for that, but I think bullying definitely still exists. But I don't think having a bill on cyberbullying has like, obviously, yeah, cyberbullying does affect mental health, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like the culture around mental health is very different than you think. Making kids try to figure out what to do with their life at 17 is crazy. Yeah, I think it's just like, I mean, obviously, like a lot of like here you can change your major, right? Like you can completely change your degree whenever you want. And I think that's a good way to do it. I don't know if in Japan that's not really the case, but I guess what they're studying doesn't matter too much. But I think it's just the pressure of these exams. These exams determine your future, right? Because it's like in Japan, it's like the school you go to is everything, right? Like the prestige of the school, what rank the school you go to, that is so important. So it's like it's rough. It happens here in the West too. There's a culture of saving face. Yeah. I think the West has it too. It just presents itself differently. But I think there's a lot of progress in terms of mental health in the West for sure. I guess yeah. If you have an Asian family too, it's a bit different. It's like you technically are in the West, but it's not quite the same. When I was 13, I told my family I was suffering from depression and got 1 or 2 responses. What I started depressed about, be happy, life is good, or shut up, we're only doing this for attention. Yeah, I think that's quite common in Asian families for sure. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I hope you're doing better now. And Kalani, welcome in. Do my ladies run this? Yes. Um, we're in foreign cars, top down, staring at the stars. um, Seeing how Korea tackles bullying is interesting. Idols can lose their job for it. In Western culture, it's like, oh, so and so is not a good kid, but they're grown up now. I think it's because bullying can be really intense. Oh my God. There's one. So one of the women from Physical 100 got canceled for bullying, and a lot of times I'm like, oh, like if you bully when you were like 12, like does it really make you a bad person now? But she would put broken glass on the ground and make her classmates crawl on it, and I was like, that level of bullying is completely different than just like calling someone names or something, you know, like, so I think that's why a lot of idols do lose their jobs. It's like the level of the intensity of that bullying is like crazy. So it's like we maybe don't even realize that it can be that bad. Sorry, I'm very behind. Comparing Norway and Korea is like oil and water. Norway focuses on the well-being of every individual. Korean one focus on leading to high academic performance. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I prefer. I think, you know, people's happiness and lives come first. I don't think academic performance is everything. And I say this as someone who loved getting good grades. I don't think it's necessarily the most important thing. I think it's hard for people to emphasize with mentally ill if they never faced it themselves. I think, yeah, that too. Kalani scared everyone else except me. It is how it is. The level of cruelty is on another level. Yeah, it goes so far. I mean, that's like straight up a crime. Like I'm pretty sure that's like that goes beyond just like schoolyard bullying. Like that is really, really bad. Obviously, like it's like the amount of hurt you're inflicting is crazy. That's way different than what I suffered. Yeah, like getting like like technically being like excluded or something like that is different. In Hotel de Luna, the one bully killed her victim. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. Well, there was that like show that was very popular, the K-drama, The Glory, and that was based off a real experience. They were like burning the girl with the curling iron. I'm like, that's like, I don't know. Like, I think, like, okay, I think that if at the level of what we would expect in like Western media, like if someone is like calling someone names when they're a teenager, maybe they're like doing something like maybe shoving them or like knocking their books out of their hand or like excluding them, something like that. At that level, I think you can learn and grow as a person. That doesn't necessarily reflect who you are as an adult. If you move past it, right? I think that's one thing, right? But like if you're like literally burning someone with a curling iron, I think that kind of reflects on you as a person. I think you're maybe a sociopath. Like that's crazy that you can just do that to someone else. Like I think a lot of people would have trouble doing that as a war crime. Like literally, like that's like torture. So I think that does reflect on you as a person now. Bullying can also depend on factors that one cannot do a lot about. Family status and looks is the top thing to get bullied for. Yeah, obviously that's not in your control. We just use a text before everyone, so she's ready. I actually see it like as it happens. I think they're pretty good about having the sound come first. But I do see it like as it's happening, so I know what the sound is. Like I hear a sound and I'm like, what is that? But then I see it right away. In Korea, there's so much organized bullying, so the government lets it happen because 1 out of 10 being bullied will leave 9 out of 10 to do what they should, where they sacrifice. Yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up. Bullying here results in school should. Oh yeah, that's true. I guess you guys have your own problems. That's probably that's a whole other issue. But yeah, it's obviously not good. America things. Yeah, I'm also glad I didn't grow up in America. I'm glad I didn't grow up in Korea. I'm just chilling in Canada. I had easy school life. Like we didn't really have bullying at our school because we had a pretty small school, so everyone was pretty chill. Like I maybe heard of a couple instances of people doing like more like mental bullying, like, you know, maybe excluding someone, something like that. But I never saw like people like getting punched in the hallway or anything like that. Never saw any curling iron burns, you know, all that. So I'm like, and then I never had to worry about any shootings. Like, we're chilling. Like, I'm happy about this. You guys can all come to Canada. We'll let you in. um and you know, my friend who's a teacher doesn't have to worry about like learning how to use a gun to protect her students or like dying for her students. Like, it's we're that's like dystopian, but it's real. um Wish I knew about this back in the day. Would have been an amazing comeback to when I was called a sociopath. At least I don't burn people with hair straighteners. Emma, who's calling you a sociopath? That's mean. Come on, Emma. And welcome in, Falcon. Hope you're doing well today. Canada, you love that country? We're pretty chill in Canada. Only numbers care. Wonder the only numbers matter. The only ones that care are the staff on the floor. Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously the school system is not perfect, but it's hard. It's hard. And I think teachers have it rough too. It's all well and good, but I can't handle the Canadian weather. What about Vancouver? We're fine here. Some girl in grade 10. Come on, Emma. Bullying in my days with just flame sessions, aka yo mama. I mean, you know, that could go both ways. You can fight back, you know? I do Pilates, yes. I've seen my classmates push a teacher before. What? That would not fly. I had to go pick up my girlfriend from her job now. See you around. Okay. Drive safe. And hi, bye, Ricky. Take care. Vancouver's the best. Yeah, Vancouver is the best. Thank you. Even joining to hazing before in jiu-jitsu, there's a tradition where everyone literally whips people when they get their new belt level. I thought it was wrong, but it took me like 10 years to say I wasn't going to participate anymore. I mean, it's hard. Like, pure pressure, right? Like, it's there's a lot of peer pressure involved. So I don't blame you, but I'm proud of you for eventually standing up to that. I don't believe in like hazing and stuff either. Like, way to like gatekeep people for coming into the like. Don't you want more people to come into your hobby? Like, you can't cross country ski in Vancouver. What do you mean? We have the best. We have the best ski hills ever. People cross country ski here all the time. You just have to do it up the mountain. You can't just do it in your backyard. Like, I'm guessing that's what you do. you just step out of your house with your skis on, and then you just ski around. But there's so much skiing here. Cross country and downhill. But most people do downhill, but like there's cross country. They don't know about the beauty of the Fraser Valley. I know. I mean, I post pictures of Vancouver all the time. Like when I'm doing like sightseeing stuff in Vancouver, I show it all the time. Everyone knows it's beautiful. Like everyone's seen it. I took pictures from I'm like Stanley Park. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the mountains. Like, everyone knows. How many pull-ups can you do? Probably not many, no. We don't do pull-ups at Pilates. It's not Pilates. It's Pilates. You're a COD kid, but the game died after COVID. No, Ratsy's still on it. Ratsy's keeping it alive. I made you go sightseeing like once a year. Exactly. I mean, you can only do it once a year in the summer. Because it's raining every other time. In jiu-jitsu, they say everyone quits after they get their first belt. Probably because we tortured them. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. They gotta come to your... Is it called a dojo? Studio? They gotta come to your class. And they'll have a better experience. Like, wait, that's so gatekeepy, right, too? Be like, we're gonna haze you, you know? Vancouver's the best Canadian city. Thank you. Oh my god, so much Vancouver glazing. I love it. It's the best because the weather is superior to all the other big cities in Canada. And I say this as someone who grew up near Toronto. Yeah, we're the only place where it doesn't get like regularly -20, -30. Like, that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus. Yeah, it's expensive, but so is Toronto. Like, obviously, yes. Like, it's cheaper to live in, like, Calgary. But you guys hear about Estat's weather. Do you guys want, like, will you guys survive that? You want -30, -40 in the winter? Quebec has nice architecture. Okay, Montreal's, I heard, is pretty nice. But it gets cold. It gets cold still. In the military, tried for a black belt and failed never again. You broke your hand. Oh no. Were you like all the way almost to the black? I don't know the one before. Brown belt? Were you brown belt already? If I was in the NHL, Vancouver's the #1 team I'd play for. Not many options in Canada, and San Jose, Anaheim seems like a retirement place. I mean, I'm sure the Vancouver people are living, the Canucks are living good. You know, they're rich. They're rich. And they live in a beautiful city. Prairie weather gets deathly cold. Montreal gets cold AF when winter comes. Yeah, exactly. Everywhere else is cold. If you go to Mexico City someday, their architect are beautiful. Nice, nice. I've actually never been to Mexico. I know it's a very common vacation destination if you live in North America. I've never been. Brown is one before, and that was hard. Hey, I was almost a white belt in karate when I was like 8 years old. Almost made it to the white belt. You just start over because Riku hand is jujutsu a rogue like. No, it's more like a roguelite. Yeah. You keep your skills. You should visit there. Maybe one day. One day. I can show off my Spanish skills. To get a white belt, you just have to show up. No, I didn't. Like technically, I had a belt and it was white, but I was still in training. I wasn't officially a white belt yet. I had to pass my test. We did just like go around the room and be like, "Ha!" You know, like that. And then I think I did pass that, and then I quit because my mom said I can only quit after 6 months. So then I waited my time for 6 months and then I quit. Okay. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I really have to pee. I cannot focus on this yapping if I have to pee. I'll be right back. Enjoy the Mallow Mart in the meantime. I know it's your favorite part of stream. I know. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back. Major bragging about the white belt, purposely leaving out the fact that it's just for showing. No, I said I'm almost a white belt. So I guess whatever Hero said, I didn't learn the first kata. I don't know what that is. I didn't learn that. She's a gaslight? No. I've never gaslighted. He sparred like 40 plus times and lost like a good set. That's a pretty good record. 33-7? Most brutal one was this girl choked me out with a triangle leg choke. Damn. She's girl bossing. Wait, okay, so do I have a chance? Does that mean I have a chance of beating Kalani in a spar? That would I would brag about that for the rest of my life. If I triangle leg choked, I mean that sounds like you're not allowed to do that. Are you allowed to do that? Because I saw that in Physical 100. I saw that in Physical 100. I was like, oh, she shouldn't have done the triangle choke thing, you know? Because I think it like really presses on your chest, so you can't breathe. You guys are right. We should riot. Nah, no. I am the oppressive police force government. It's martial law here. 100%. She would murder me in combat. Absolutely. No shame on women whooping my butt. She was good. Yeah. Fair enough. She was crazy good, and she was Samoan. Oh, so you're saying I don't stand a chance? Was she like big or was she like small? Like, I think technically you can take on a larger opponent if you're just that good, right? Samoan Japanese, I have half a chance. It's time. She had the Samoan buff. She was like 5'6". Oh, that's pretty big. That's pretty tall. That's okay. I can do it. It's just pure skill. I feel like there's a certain point though, like a certain weight disparity where like it's just impossible. Like even if you're like really, really skilled, I think there's a certain disparity. But there was that one match in Physical 100 where that girl went against that guy and she did win. And he was like he had a good like couple weight classes on her, you know? Maybe it's, but I guess that girl was also very muscular. So that's like, and she was probably like an Olympic wrestler. Okay, maybe not. She was just very exceptional. Isn't the whole point of jujitsu the leg choke the other person? I don't know. You could learn. You have a lot of time. If you train for like 2 years, you'd be able to take everyone in chat. Jimmy, I feel like you think too highly of me. You mean including you? No, I'm assuming you're excluding yourself. If I train for 2 years, I could take everyone. There's no way. I feel like I cannot believe that. Like if I train for 2 years, okay. Let's remove Kalani too, because like Kalani reached brown belt. Are you saying I could beat Zirconian in a spar, even lacking strength and mass? I don't know. Paris is having a ride. They won Champions League in football. Very, very Canadian of them. Canadians, we ride if we win, we ride if we lose. 5'6" is like a rugby player compared to me. That's true. Any chance me and her can get in the ring? I can bet my life savings. I'd lose in a minute. Easy money. I mean, I don't think you can bet against yourself losing. That's like match fixing, no? Her advantage was flexibility. Oh, okay. If that's an advantage, I'm mediumly flexible, probably more than the average man. Didn't mean to say right now she would lose to a 10-year-old. I mean, yeah, if the 10-year-old might be pretty big. If your opponent is like 10 years younger or 20 pounds heavier, it takes you down like a belt level or so. Okay. But like, surely if I were to fight like the average man, they would probably be like, I would assume they're probably 100 pounds heavier than me, right? How much does the average man weigh? Like, okay, maybe not 100. Like, is 60 pounds? 60 pounds heavy? I don't know. Maybe not 100. It's not match fixing when it's gonna happen, no matter what. True. If you try your hardest and it still happens. Gonna head out for the day. Hope you have a fun stream and a wonderful Sunday. Thank you. I hope you did too. Have a great rest of your Sunday. You seen a small girl beat a tall guy before both 10 belts, entry level. Damn. Okay, wait. Maybe I should do it. I was actually considering it. I was thinking, I was talking about different martial arts with chat. I know chat can be biased towards the one they do. I thought it would be fun because I was watching Taekwondo And like you get like points for like kicking them. You know, there's like a little point meter. You get points for kicking them. I thought that was fun. The average weight for men in the United States is roughly 199.8 pounds. I mean, but like, isn't the average person in the US like fairly overweight? So I'm assuming it's not muscle, right? Because the average person is not like super buff of like 200 pounds of muscle. Is a hypothetical here still to fight me? Yeah. I think if I were to take on someone in a fight, I think I would choose. Who would I choose in a fight? Like, absolutely not Jimmy. Absolutely not Connie. But Zirconian? Maybe. Like if I had the if I trained and I had like technique, you know, if I had some sort of technique, maybe it could work out. Maybe rats. I don't know. I'm just going with Draconian because he's short. You're 195 going into boot camp and leaving 185. Oh, everyone's too heavy, man. I'm like, maybe I could probably reach like, if I tried, I could reach like 100 pounds. If it's 200 pounds of muscle, I think Miju loses. If it's 200 pounds out of shape, I bet on Miju. What is Miju gonna do with 200 pounds of? I know, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I couldn't really like move them, right? How short is Zirconia? Like 4'11", maybe, something like that. You train teenage girls that could beat up adult men in jujitsu. One student gave me 2 different boys her age. Concussions! I had to tell her to stop doing that. Damn! Okay, you're raising some girl bosses. Not raising, but like training. They're like full-on Black Widows. Okay, that's pretty cool. I feel like that would feel quite... If I could beat up a guy, I would feel quite powerful. You know? Me and Miju might be an even match. True. Losing to Miju would be the start of my Joker arc. True. Zirconia would immediately become an incel. Eventually they get tired out. I feel like I get tired of trying to lift. I guess you're not trying to lift them, but like I guess you could knock them off balance. You're 5'10" too. The height weight distribution factored in. Oh, I guess yeah. If she's 5'6", she's not that much shorter than you. Again, that's a. I could see that. Because like we're in the physical 100 1v1 matches, there was a lot of women chose a man to go against, and like a bunch of them did win. And it depends on the. And some of them were like, there's one where like the guy was a lot bigger than her and she won. But that was more of an outlier. Usually they chose someone like closer in size because like, you know, they want a fair fight. That's the other thing. Like they're very respectful in that regard, right? They choose someone who they think would be an equal match. Like they choose someone in their weight class. Yeah. And welcome in philosophy. The average USA guy is 5'9", so that a BMI would be obese for most guys. I mean, America, no? Like, that's kind of how it is. So I'm below average in height and weight. There you go. She was half my weight class, I believe, in David and Goliath. Damn! She's cool. You gotta have respect for that. Like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like obviously, like watching Physical 100 and stuff, like obviously there is a biological advantage to like testosterone, right? But like some of the girls were so strong. Like some of the girls were so like obviously at the peak of physical fitness, men will be stronger. But like a woman who like works out and is very strong and compare that to some like a man who doesn't, like obviously there's going to be a lot of women who are who are stronger than a lot of men, right? I feel like a lot of times people speak in like averages. They're like, oh, men are stronger than women, but like that's not like doesn't necessarily mean like every man is stronger than every woman, right? So there's a lot of cool people out in the world for sure. Did Jill's boyfriend win? No, but he got really far. He got really far. He was good. He was like crazy strong. And welcome in, hello. I'm doing good. We're just talking about athletics, fighting. Not fighting, like sparring. Gotta mow the lawn now. Enjoy. She's a cool person too and humble. Mad respect for her. Yeah, she sounds cool. That's my role model. Y'all count calories? I'd be jacked if I had the patience. No, I don't count calories. I think if you're like that, if you're going to like, if you want to be like that jacked, you need to count like the calories. You need to count macros. Like, you know, they count the macros, like how many grams of protein did I have today? Like they count all that, right? It's very precise for them. I hate when people bragged in martial arts classes. Yeah. I think bragging is unsportsmanlike, right? I mean, like I think some friendly trash talk can be fun, but like, and I think like, especially on Physical 100, like no one really bragged unless they were like playing the heel, right? But like, they would also be very aware of their own skill. Like if you're like you don't have to be like humble to the point of like putting yourself down. Like you obviously should know your own skill, especially if you're like an Olympic gold medal winning wrestler. Like you're not gonna be like, oh, like I can't beat this person. Like obviously they know they can, right? Like, and they're not denying that, but they're not necessarily like rubbing it in anyone's face or being like a jerk about it, right? There's a pro wrestler who did amateur judo contest and got choked out and then goes on camera pretending to be a badass. It's so goofy. Yeah, a lot of the wrestlers, a lot of the wrestlers are like the WWE style wrestlers were not like they're quite strong, but they weren't necessarily that good at sparring. Because I think the most of the stuff they do is like they're putting on the show and they do it in a way to try not to injure the other person, right? Which is a skill in itself, but obviously if they go against like an Olympic wrestler, like they didn't have any chance. Yeah, the sergeant, I'm assuming that's what it stands for. I don't know what the extra S is. That was also a nutritional doc. They came in clutch, even got Insta famous. Damn. Yeah, I think diet is really, really big for people who want to be at that level of athleticism, you know? Oh, staff sergeant. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, I don't know any of these ranks. But I will never, I've learned, or I've figured out, I don't think I've ever made this mistake, but I've learned that I shouldn't call Marines Army. It's not the same thing. Specifically, Marines. You gotta be specific. You're saying you'd whoop all of chat's behinds? Absolutely. No, some of them. I mean, I'm humble. I know my limits. I'm not beating up Kalani. I'm not beating up Jimmy. Okay? Like I'm not beating up a jujitsu instructor, but I'm coming for you, Knife. When WWE wrestlers pick each other up, the other guy jumps to make it easy. Exactly. Like they're working together. They're not necessarily fighting each other. There are many calories that tell you how many calories you should consume based off your weight loss goals. If it goes off your weight, height, age, gender, activity level, yeah, you can calculate these things. I always have I feel like I have a very low calorie intake because like I'm very small and I don't exercise a lot. I just sit here all day. I live a very sedentary lifestyle. Should have clarified that? It's okay. I got the idea. Sergeant something. It's actually Olympic gold medalist wrestler turned pro wrestler. Yeah, why not? I feel like the opposite can't happen though. Because you had to start quite early, I think, to be in the Olympics. We hate that. The difference is Marine, soldier, sailor, and airman. Oh, wait, so soldier is not like generic. Marines hate being called soldiers. So soldiers is army, sailor is navy, and airman is air force. That's probably correct. That's what I'd go. Wait, so This might be a really stupid question. What's the difference between Marine and Navy? So the Navy goes on the, like, they go on the boats, but Marine is still related to water? Because it's like Marine? Is it like submarines? No, that's still probably still Navy, right? You don't have the patience to figure out. You just need to put it into the calculator. Me when I meet you, IRL, you better run. You better run now. I'm gonna take you down. Do you feel you eat very little on a typical day? You look a healthy thin. I wouldn't say I eat very little. Maybe compared to someone larger than me, I eat fairly little. But I've always like I've always been quite thin, and I've kind of maintained that weight through my whole life. So I think it's a pretty healthy weight for me because it's like very consistent, right? I would say I don't restrict what I eat. I just kind of eat until I'm full, and sometimes past when I'm full if I'm eating something real good. And I do like sweets and stuff like that, but everything in moderation. I think I just generally moderate things. Marines go from sea to land. Oh, I see, I see. Marines fall under the Navy, but it's its own branch. We're the first to fight before the army shows up. I see, I see. So, like, you go sea, land, and air. I see. You're like the first ones. So it's like the people coming on the boats at the start. If you were in a fight, that makes sense. Navy in your station was all corpsmen. I'm assuming it's not corpsmen. That sounds really morbid. Corps men. Doctors / medics. Oh, that's good. That's good. Wonder what the U.S. Space Force does. Isn't that just like NASA? Oh, you mean like the Avengers? I think Kalani could join the Avengers one day. Like they're gonna recruit him. The Space Force. Like we don't like to call them the. We don't like to call them that. I'm burning hot. We're circling hot. All Filipino too in the Navy, fulfilling the stereotype. Is that a stereotype? I did not know this. I mean, I'm very like obviously like Canada is like very very different. Like we have a military, but it's not like the same. It's not the same prevalence that it has in America, right? Because like I'm assuming our military is a lot smaller, and it's just not as there's no like really culture surrounding that. Like we don't really know much about the military. Should we show him how we circle every hot day? Exactly. You gotta circle on a hot day. We sound like we're like speaking gibberish. Everyone's gonna think we're crazy, Angel. Filipino stereotype is doctor, nurse. Oh, but I feel like doctor is very like generally Asian, right? Like if you're Asian, you gotta be a doctor. All the nurses at your hospital were Filipinas. No way. They're taking over. But welcome in, Maximus. Everything what's it? See, I didn't know this. I think Canada currently is poaching a lot of American doctors and nurses. We're like everyone's fleeing America. Everyone's fleeing America, and we're like picking up all the nurses and stuff. Because nurses are always having a hard time. Like nursing is such a tough job. Like they're like super super overworked. So if we could just have more nurses, more doctors, that'd be great. Because we really need doctors here in Canada. Like there's hospitals in general. The medical system is very over capacity, you know. So we're just gonna absorb. I guess all the Filipinos can come in, and we'll have a lot more Filipino restaurants. When you come 51st date, they'll be returned. No. Our military is going strong. I'm gonna fight them. I'd be curious what would happen. Like if they gave the order to like forcefully invade America, like I feel like a lot of Americans like wouldn't want to do that, right? Like I feel like a lot of Americans would like fundamentally disagree with doing that. I guess even in the military and stuff. I don't know what they can do, but like I have a feeling they wouldn't want to do that. Your job was a stereotype, your supply, so warehousing mainly, but you were the admin side. Oh. Yeah, it's like interesting because there's so many different military jobs, right? Like it's not necessarily like you're always like a like fighting, right? Like there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things to do. But yeah, we really don't have that same like I don't know anyone even remotely related to the military. Like not even like I've never even like heard of anyone remote like in my not even like someone I know personally. Like I've never even heard of anyone that's like I went to the military. Like I don't know anyone. Everyone loved us because we took them up with knee boots for free instead of paying 100. You had to pay? What? The millions and millions with dual citizenship or married to someone from either country. Yeah, yeah. What about the dual citizens? I'm sure a lot of the dual citizens will come back to Canada. Like honestly, like I think if they do have a dual citizenship, I think they're coming over. Me and my cousins are second gen military and the only ones after. Your pops was the first. Yeah, I guess if you come from a military family, it's like one thing. I feel like um that's not as like yeah, I guess and in Canada it's just not the same. Pheromosa. That's real. That's real. That's on the new pack of the that's the sexy bug lady. With the spotlight on her. I know. I got two of her. I literally maybe this game is gonna start not working out because I've been playing the Pokemon TCG. Been pulling different Pokemons, you know? So I did pull Pheromone. Unless you're spelling it wrong somehow, but I know which one you're talking about. It's the white bug. Tall, skinny, white bug. um my cousin recently became the first college grad in the family. I'm so proud of her. That's amazing. Oh yeah, you recently went to her graduation party thing, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that's like a really, yeah, especially in like, I mean, not necessarily. I only have experience in like terms of like immigrant families, right? Like if you're like an immigrant family and you're like your parents worked very hard and like your parents, like you know, they put their child and then their child is the first one to be the university graduate. It's very very proud as well. Buzzlord, that's also real. That's also real. That's the weird bug guy with the massive pecs and the weird bulgy muscles. I hate him. Oh, Buzzlord freaks me out. I close my eyes when I open the pack because he's like so gross looking. Like I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like if you like poked him, if you like squashed him like a bug, it would have so much like bug juice. Like don't you guys know what I mean? Oh no, that's the wrong one. Really? Buzzlord? That's not a real Pokemon. Is it not the one, the red guy? Are you tricking me? Is it two Pokemon combined? Is it Guzzlord combined? Buzzwole. Ah, you're right. It's Buzzwole. Guzzlord's not. You tricked me. You tricked me. You combined two. That was so convincing. My dad and his brother is volunteer. My four cousins all did their mandatory military service. Oh right, I forgot about that. His name is more than Buzzwole. Buzzwole. Oh, that's terrible. I kept calling him Buzzwole. I thought it was like WOOL, but I guess not. Sexy bugs are Misha's favorite Pokemon. They're just so sexy. Like, what can I say? What's the furry equivalent to bugs? Like, the bugs are just so sexy. Would you ever eat a bug burger? Maybe if it was like really, like you couldn't tell that it was bugs. But if it was like just a tarantula in a burger, then no. I would rather die. And Wakamin Toasty. This song is Love Sick Girls Blackpink. I don't know how to make it so that I don't know how to make that song command work. There must be some sort of extension. I'm just playing it on YouTube. Forgot Zirconian is a Viking. Exactly. He's coming for you on his Viking boat, you know? You on your Marine's boat. Draconian on the Viking boat with the dragon. It's you don't stand a chance. You just saw Snowpiercer, so the bug eating talk made me nervous. Wait, what's Snowpiercer again? Are they eating bugs? What are they? Gross. I don't like bugs. The train movie. Wait, how is this related to bugs? I feel like I've heard of this movie, but there's a music extension that shows what's currently playing on Apple Music, Spotify. But will it show on YouTube? I feel like they won't show on YouTube. They live on a train permanently and eat bugs to survive. They live on a train Is the train driving? I didn't know that's what this movie was about. Sorry guys, can't eat bugs. You're vegan. Unfortunately. Too bad. Well, more bugs for the rest of us, huh? But honestly, I'd rather die than eat buzzwool. Like if buzzwool probably is full of so much weird juice. Like I cannot. The rest of the world is covered in snow, so they can't go outside. So it's like Calgary. It's like Winnipeg. Like what do you mean? It's about how the last of humanity is forced to live on a train because the world froze, and the lower class in the back of the train are forced to eat bugs while the upper class get to have sushi. Man, I really need to be a upper class. I love sushi. Well, can I be on the upper class just because I'm Japanese? Like, it's like, I'll come in, I'll be like, guys, it's, if you guys eat sushi without me, it's cultural appropriation. You cannot. I gotta be there to supervise. That girls like muscles, make up your mind. A lot of girls don't. I was talking about this yesterday. It's like we're talking about League of Legends champions, and a lot of the male champions are just like really muscly, shirtless guys, and that's always like the type of man that men like. You know, there's like a type of man that men like, and then there's a type of man that women like. And it's different than a lot of people think. Cause I think that the guys that get like really really muscular, you mainly get compliments from like other guys, like people who are like bodybuilders level of muscular. I feel like those people, they do it not for the female validation, they do it for like male validation, you know? Because I don't think that's necessarily popular. Cricket's gotta have the tastiest juice. I feel like if I were to eat a bug, it would probably be like crickets or ants. But I could never eat a spider. I think I would rather die. It's like if Calgary had good trains. Hey, we have does the CPR go through Calgary? Probably not. Probably goes to Edmonton, right? I heard the CPR is quite nice. The Canadian Pacific Railway. I mean, some look like normal burgers. However, some you can see the maggots on top. Okay, if I was dying, I would eat the bug burger. But if not in like a regular situation, I'd rather just eat a normal burger. I mean, some look like. Oh, sorry, just read that. I want to look like the Hulk, not like Buzzwole. Going up to every dude on the street and going, "Nice muscles, you're jacked, bro." They would love that. They would love that, Angel. They probably do get a lot of compliments from the other gym bros, right? Do you like sushi and they make in Western countries, or do you prefer more authentic sushi from Japan? I imagine it's different. I mean, like, if it depends what you mean. Like, I prefer like simple sushi, just sashimi and the rice and stuff. But you know, I like a good California roll too. California roll is really good. We also have like BC rolls, dynamite rolls. They're all really good. But my favorite type of sushi is just the simple sushi. I think the main thing is always just the quality of the fish. Especially if you're just having just sashimi sushi, it's always just the quality of the fish. So it really depends on that. Some places have really fresh fish and really good fish, but it's generally just cheaper and higher quality in Japan. But most food is cheaper in Japan, so that means that's not necessarily a good comparison. In Southeast Asia, they eat crickets on sticks. I mean, I heard crickets aren't that bad. You know, like they're not like that hard to eat. You know. You with your spaghetti arms. And they'll be like, you gotta go to the gym, bro. They'll say that back to you. I think it's the same way that like if I did like a really nice makeup or something like that, I feel like I would mainly get compliments from other women about it, you know? Because I feel like women don't really do like if they do like a nice makeup thing, or like if they wear something cool, like I feel like it's mainly will be recognized by other women, you know? Like guys don't notice that stuff. Like a lot of them don't. Um it's fish and rice, how different can it be? I think yeah, it's just the quality of the fish. Sometimes the rice can be bad too. Sometimes they like the rice is like too hard or something, you know? Like the rice is too soft. It's like not cooked. But it's like not that hard to cook rice, so that's usually not an issue. Um Japan is blessed with so many seafood menus. I mean, a lot of countries have good seafood as well. It kind of just depends. But yeah, there's a lot. Japan is definitely very fish heavy, which is good as well. It's healthy. Um, Going up to every lady on the street going, "OMG, did you use a new brow pen? It's so fetch. What the heck is a brow pen?" People use it's usually a pencil. It's usually a pencil on the brows. But it might not even be a pen. You gotta be careful. They might have used powder. They might have used brow powder. Or like a brow tint, you know, like yeah, you gotta pick your words wisely. But I don't think people use pens on their eyebrows. Just gonna tell you to stop making fetch up. They will, yeah, they will. You eat fried fish with rice alone. Nice, nice. With your oily face. You go up with spaghetti arms and oily face. Wow, Angel, you sound like very put together right now. I thought you were investigating skincare, Angel. I thought you were on a skincare journey. What happened to it? A poke bowl sounds vomit. You're gonna make me hungry. It's only 11 a.m. I made jjajangmyeon last night. So I'm not too jealous because I have jjajangmyeon. What is a pokeball? You know pokeball. You know, you open it up with this little buzz wool inside, you close it up, throw it away. Pokeballs are top tier. They are really good. I like a good Pokeball. I have a like the Pokeball sashimi in the freezer. You don't have the patience to do a skincare routine. You don't have to do this. Just wash your face. Like honestly, like to all the guys out there who don't wash your face. Like I don't know how many of you guys don't wash your face, but like at least like when you shower, just wash your face. Like get a face wash, like any face wash, and then when you shower, wash your face. And then like if you feel up to it, get like a moisturizer to put on after you wash your face. You don't have to wash your face twice a day. It's fine. Just wash it at least once a day. Eat the buzzwole. No. I use Dove soap on my face every morning. That's literally it. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. As long as your face is clean, you know? But it depends. If you feel like if you're having issues with your skin being oily, then you might want to use different products, right? Some products are better for oily skin and some products are better for dry skin. So kind of depends. I have like super dry skin, so like I don't really have a good advice for that, but I'm sure YouTube or Reddit can help you. I think most dudes don't do any skincare. They should though. I feel like skincare can make a huge difference for your appearance, right? If you have nice skin and it really improves your overall look, right? Do you have an elaborate skincare routine? No, I don't have an elaborate skin routine. I have like I wash my face with the face wash. And I have like makeup removers and stuff, but that's like separate. And then I have like a moisturizer and a toner. And I wear sunscreen every time I go outside. That's a huge thing as well. If you want good skin when you're older, And also like prevent skin cancer, you know that too. But if you want to look nice and look youthful when you're older, wear sunscreen. Like sunscreen is huge. I was looking at this Bioma brand, but when I went to Target, it was like step 1, this product, step 2, this product. And my undiagnosed OCD gets worried I'm not doing it right, but only using one. I think it's fine. Just at least just a face wash. What I would recommend to men who don't want like a elaborate, like I don't think you need an elaborate like 10-step skincare routine. Okay, I think as long as just get a face wash that works for you. Like if you have dry skin, get one that works for dry skin. If you have oily skin, you know, get one for that. Use a face wash like at least once a day, and then moisturize your face after. And your skin will look like if you're going from nothing to doing that, it will be like night and day. Like you will look really great. Exfoliating, I don't think you even necessarily need to exfoliate. Like if you want to exfoliate once a week, I wouldn't recommend exfoliating every day. I think every day is too much, especially if you have like drier skin. It could be kind of harsh on your skin. So like if you get like one of those, like, you know, those ones that have like little grainy things in it, just very, very gently exfoliate once a week if you want to have that extra step. But main thing, wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen. Your skin will thank you, you know, especially if you're prone to looking older than you are. Sunscreen will really help that, you know? Like obviously a lot of Asians look a lot younger than they are. And some of it is genetics, but a lot of it is actually sunscreen. A lot of it is sunscreen. We're pretty, especially in East Asia, we're pretty serious about skincare. They say the basics are sunscreen, drinking a lot of water, avoiding alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. Oh, absolutely, yeah, sunscreen and drinking water. Just good for all of your life. Like water really helps your skin, and obviously, not like having. And obviously, a lot of people do drink, but in moderation. In moderation, smoking is obviously just bad for you all around. I don't think it's necessarily even just your skin. It's bad for your lifespan. It's bad for your lungs. It's bad for, you know, everything. You'll add that, yeah. Get some sunscreen in there. Even if you feel like you don't get sunburn easily, you have a lot of melanin, you should still wear sunscreen. Did y'all have an acne phase, like bad acne? I did it. I think a lot of that can be genetic. But yeah, it's a lot of it can be genetics, because my mom never had acne growing up, and so I didn't really either. I also have like quite dry skin. I think if you have dry skin, you're not as prone to acne, because a lot of times acne comes from like oily skin. But a lot of times, like, I don't necessarily think that if you have bad acne, you're doing something wrong skincare wise. You could be doing everything right skincare wise, and still, like, obviously skincare can help, but a lot of it is genetic. Especially if you get acne when you're a teenager, a lot of it is just genetics. Especially if you have really, really bad acne to the point where you need medication, that's generally just out of your control. Yeah. Your tan is tall, never use sunscreen, don't be a raisin when you're old. Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people who have like darker skin are like, yeah, I don't need sunscreen, but you still do, right? Like you can still get like skin cancer and stuff like that, so you should be careful. It's good for your health. I did after high school, and that's when I started using face care, plus stress factored into. Yeah. There's also like mental factors for sure with acne, and it could also be like your like diet, like eating a lot of sugar and stuff can help you, like can have you break out, stuff like that. Everything is kind of all related, you know. It turned the scars in middle school, like the rash looking acne, and in 8th grade just cleared up. Yeah, I think it's just kind of out of your control. I think, yeah, it's probably just genetically predisposed, right? I think it's just how it is. I know my friend got like laser skin treatment because she had acne scars as well, and it like just got rid of everything. But obviously it's really expensive, and that kind of stuff makes me realize like it makes me really realize that like, oh, like, they say like, oh, you're not ugly, you're just poor, and it's like it's kind of true. Like, it's kind of true. Like, you can buy good skin. Like, you can absolutely buy good skin, and that's crazy, right? Like, those laser treatments are so expensive. Explains why Japanese auntie in her 50s looks early 30s. Exactly. You actually read articles where they say people with darker skin tones are getting skin cancer. It's a myth that darker skin tones don't need sunscreen. Absolutely, yeah. You can. Everyone should be wearing sunscreen. It was always true. You have bad teeth, get them fixed. 10K, please. Exactly. I got braces as well, and it wasn't 10K, but it was up there. It was closer to 10K than 1K. And yeah, like buying expensive skincare products, buying stuff like laser skin treatments, buying stuff like I got my eyebrows like done, and that was like a good few $100s as well. Getting good haircuts, like all that stuff, like it's you can really buy beauty. And obviously on like a bigger level, you can get like surgery, right? Like if you really wanted, you could get like a nose job, you can get whatever. You can fix like a lot of things, except maybe your height. To see a dermatologist, they really helped me. Yeah, absolutely. Some acne, especially what the kind you're talking about. Obviously, it's a bit late now, but a lot of stuff requires medical intervention. You think they went once and they gave you like a basic store brand thing for acne because they're like, "Were you washing your face?" And you're like, "No." They're like, "Well, you should." You had braces, bad acne, but I said acne back then, but glowed up in high school and early 20s. Let's go. I had braces later in life. But yeah, I think a lot of people have. I think people look the most attractive when they're like in their 20s, right? Like especially like mid 20s, late 20s. I feel like that's when people like at that point it's like usually when people like figure out how they want to like style themselves, what kind of clothes they want to wear, and like kind of sort out any growing pains or anything like that. It's like I think people generally look their best, and some people look their best in their 30s. Like I don't really think people necessarily peak in their younger years. You can buy height, they break their legs and extend them. Yeah, but that's so like such a stupid surgery, right? Like apparently like it causes you a lot of pain, and like it causes you a lot of pain, and you can't really use your legs the same way ever again. So like I don't think that's you can't buy height without a giant trade-off, you know? There's a limit though. If you're 5'0", you can't get to 6 foot by breaking legs. You can just add more legs, just buy new legs. You peaked at 18? No way, Angel. Come on, you're way cooler now. I mean, I didn't know you when you were 18, I think, but I bet you're cooler now. It's a painful procedure and you got a physical rehab. Yeah. Most surgeries are stupid like that. I don't think most surgeries are that stupid. Like there's most other surgeries you can just recover from it and you'll be living a normal life afterwards, right? That surgery, I don't think so. I think that's a whole other level. Like that compared to like an eyelid surgery or like a nose job, like I think it's completely different. Isn't BBL the highest risk plastic surgery? Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. It's really dangerous. It's they just like insert stuff, right? But there's a lot of like blood vessels and stuff like that, and you might die. Not worth it. Not worth it. Just go to the gym, man. Put in some like butt pads or whatever they do. You guys know they do that in K-pop? They have like padded clothing and stuff. Like they'll like pad out their hips or their butt or like their chest. Like they wear a lot of padded clothing, which is crazy. Hip pads, yeah, it's really common. Hip pads. They're like, oh, this idol has such a nice hourglass figure. It's like pads. It's just pads. But you can buy it, but not in like a really uh good way. Um, Imagine they just take a bat to your legs. Yeah, that's what they do, Angel. Yeah. You can always turn things around with a good routine, like skincare, take supplements, good for your body. Yeah, exactly. I think like small things go a long way, right? Like, small things go a long way. I think like, yeah, like skincare, taking care of your teeth, and you're getting a good hairstyle, getting good clothes. Like, I think that kind of stuff goes, it goes a long way. People said Yuna from ITZY, she proved them wrong. I mean, I feel like there's no really way to know that, because like I feel like firstly, like who cares? Like firstly, who cares if she's wearing hip pads? And also she was like, isn't she like in her late teens, or she was in her late teens? Like, I know a lot of women have this experience. You don't really get hips until you're like post puberty. Like most women like get hips when they're like 18, 19, 20. Like you have puberty, right? And like you grow from like when you're like 13 or whatever. But like you don't actually get like curves like your hips until you're like, yeah, like 18, 19, something like that. Like she's a child. Like she could have just been growing up and maturing. Like why are you paying so much attention to her hips? Weird. Um like I feel like there's no really way to know. And like who also like who cares if they are? But like I think in some sense it's like, okay. I think in some sense you should be like, if you're comparing yourself to them, right? Like if you're comparing yourself to them, you might want to take into consideration that they might be wearing hip pads or stuff like that, right? Because a lot of them are really skinny. It's like there's some curves that aren't necessarily obtainable when you're that skinny. You gotta be mindful of that. And welcome in, Juicer. Are you growing it longer? You'd like to try a bob again? I do love my short hair. Right now, it's at like a really awkward length, which is I'm trying to like grow it past that. I think maybe I'm gonna go for like this length hair for a bit. But then after a while I feel like I'm gonna be like, time to cut it short again, like I'm gonna get the urge to just chop it off again. Because I do love the bob, but I think I had it for a while, so now I'm like just gonna grow it out a little bit. I don't want like really long hair. I think like here. The K-pop idol length hair where you go like here, and then you can wear extensions. That's what they always do. That's one thing also that you don't know, and a lot of people might not know in K-pop. Every K-pop idol with hair longer than here is wearing extensions. Every K-pop idol with long hair, like trust me, every single one, they are wearing extensions. That's the one thing that's like very consistent. Hips don't lie, exactly. Don't idols prefer super thin over curves? I remember Gio from Twice to get criticized for her weight, and she was always skinny. I know this. That's the thing that really annoys me about Gio. Like people are like, "Oh, Gio's so like fat." I'm like, no, she literally just has a larger chest than the average idol. Like that doesn't mean she's fat. Like that literally doesn't mean she's fat. She just has like a different body type. Like leave her alone. She was like pretty skinny. Like it's silly. It's so silly. You hear the Jenny slander recently? What Jenny slander? And welcome in Minnie, your Huta cosplay was so cool. Thank you. That's my favorite cosplay I've done, I think. I believe it's just people being jelly about the most beautiful and successful woman. It's very, yeah. I mean, it's also like, yeah, they're in the public eye. People are so critical towards idols. I mean, I think it's one thing to, like make people aware, especially like young girls. Like, there's a lot of K-pop fans who are young girls and may not realize that like a lot of idols, probably the vast majority of idols have had something done, even if it's small, right? Like maybe just like a very slight nose job or just fillers, like, right? Like most idols do have stuff done, right? So like if you're comparing yourself to them, you should keep that stuff in mind. they have like, like they have like very like specific kinds of procedures, and even if it's not surgical, they have a lot of things that they do to um improve their looks, right? Like it may just be like all their photos are touched up, or like even like there's so many things that idols do that we probably don't even know about. Like there's some things that like I hear them do, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a possibility of things you could do, right? Like I'm like, I know that like nose jobs exist, I know that like eyelid surgery exists, right? And I know that fillers exist, but like, did I know that you could inject vitamins into your body to make your skin tone lighter? What the hell is that? Like, what the hell is that? So there's so many things that they do that we don't necessarily are aware of. So we should keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean like that doesn't make them any less of a person, or like any that doesn't reflect negatively on the idol. I think that just mainly reflects negatively on the industry and how cutthroat and like focused on looks they are, right? And yeah, I think it's important to keep in mind and point that out, but not necessarily in a way to put them down, right? Like a versatile medium length haircut. Yeah. I think I'll keep it at that for now. Having too long hair is a bit annoying. They say Karina is also fat? I don't think so. But yeah, I think most idols have like most idols are like have like a very like skinny, petite body type. So like when someone's like a bit outside of that, they're like, oh, like people don't really know what to do with it, right? Not that they should do anything with it, but like, like maybe the styling is weird, or like people think they're like overweight or something. Especially that can also be related to the styling. They just don't know what to do with it. Like for example, like Jonghyun, Jonghyun gained some weight recently, but the stylists like it seems like they don't know how to dress someone who's not like deathly thin, right? Like I'm like, some of the stuff they put Jonghyun, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like why are you dressing her like in like a paper bag? Like what are you doing? So weird. I think they just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do because she's not like extremely skinny at this point, For real, she gets some paper bag. You've seen it. They've dressed her in some paper bag outfits for sure. It just seems like they're trying to like hide her body, right? Like they dress her in a way that seems like they're just trying to hide her and cover her up, and it just makes it look like extra bulky because they're just like putting lots of like baggy stuff on her. And she could look really good if they dressed her properly. But I think a lot of times the stylists are not used to that. Rumors spread by toxic podcasters saying Jennie slept with the BMW heir and have a tape. Who the hell cares? Like, what the hell? Who the hell cares? Karina, some stupid political controversy over a stupid jacket. A jacket? Was it like a Chaeyoung situation where she wore a swastika? Not the swastika. Remember the swastika thing? What the hell was she doing? If I take that, my skin might actually turn transparent. You would just be a ghost, yeah. Political controversy in K-pop is so weird. Imagine singing about shoes or ice cream. People think you're suddenly political for true. They're like literally like, I literally just made a song about sneakers. Like, what do you want from me? Like, I barely finished. I'm literally 14. Like, what do you want from me? They're like, I didn't even know anything about this. Like, I'm not even old enough to vote. Maybe K-pop stylists are not very good. I think they're just very accustomed to a very specific body type. Not that bad. Korean wore colors relating to some political part. That's such a stretch. She probably didn't even choose that. It's so stupid. But yeah, it's Chaeyoung. Oh my god, Chaeyoung had this shirt that had a swastika on it, okay? And it was her own. You can't even blame the stylist. It was her own personal shirt. And she wore it multiple times. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing a swastika? And yeah, and then everyone was like, oh, she doesn't know. She's Korean. She doesn't know. I'm like, come on. Like, I think she's the same age as me. So she was like 25. And I was like, yeah, she knows what a swastika is. Kanye West moment. She said, really, I think they were right. The Nazis were right. She really said that. Um, that's what I'm saying. She dated V and Kai, but people think she's doing that plus their air as a woman when they said it was a guy. Literally, like, who cares? Like Blackpink said it themselves. They gotta listen to Tally. They gotta listen to Tally. They really said it. If the guys do it, no one said anything, but everyone is on about Jenny. Like, let her. Why can't she sleep with people? Like, she's literally like, what? How old is she? Like 28. Wow, she has like romantic partners or sexual partners. Like, who cares? Um, let's just say she has that shirt. It's her own shirt. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, why? She literally found it at like a vintage store, and she was like, "Wow, I love this shirt. I should wear it." Oh, that's so weird. Colors related to political party, but it's my favorite color. I know, like they don't own those colors. Like, hey, I wear red sometimes. That doesn't make me a Republican. Like, maybe it's very specific colors, but who knows? But welcome in Nova. Hope you're doing well today. You searched up the swastika shirt and also found another photo of it twice. Remember when you QAnon top? Was it the same? Was it Chaeyoung again? I swear. What are they doing? They're just fine. Maybe okay. Maybe QAnon is like a bit understandable if like some random like Korean person does not know what it is, but swastika. And so story click told it was an ancient symbol for peace. I mean, technically, the sideways, like the non-inverted swastika is like a religious symbol. But still, still, she should know what she's wearing. You wear red ones. They say I'm with King Jong. True. Someone on Reddit said, "Where was Chang on January 6th?" Oh my god. That was such a weird, like, that scandal was crazy. Everyone's like, what is she? And, like, so many people will just, like, so many K-pop fans, like, they really baby the idols, right? Like, they're like, oh, she's just Korean. She didn't know, like, she did. I'm like, really? You're making an excuse for a 25-year-old woman for not knowing what a swastika is? Like, come on. Like, if she's that uneducated or that, I mean, obviously, I know she didn't go to school because she, like, debuted when she was a teenager, but like at a certain point it's like, you know, at a certain point it's like, come on, like no one's expecting her to be like well informed. No one's expecting her to be well informed about like all the politics going on, but yeah, exactly, it's like no one told them. Like, I feel like someone must know. And I wore 49ers hat, which is red, and people thought I supported Trump till they see the big SF logo on. Yeah, that's true. Trump ruining red hats for everyone, for real. The shirt she was wearing had a singer of the photo from the Sex Pistols wearing a shirt with the swastika on it. Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah. So one from G-Friend posed with a Nazi soldier statue. What are these idols doing? Like, someone stop them. Kiss of Life got cancelled, but Julie from the group sent out a heartfelt apology a couple of days ago and people are accepting it. That one, I don't understand them defending her. Like, that's what I said. Like, that's literally what, like, okay. It's 2025. They should probably know that you shouldn't say the N-word. Maybe if you're really Korean and you have nothing to, you don't know much English, you don't know much context of any of this, maybe you don't know, but the people defending Julie, like, Julie grew up in America. Like, she's American. She knows. Like, she absolutely knows or should know that you should not say the N-word. So the people are like, oh, like, like, oh, like she didn't know, like she's just a poor idol, she didn't know, like I don't think, like obviously, like you should hold her accountable, right? Like you should absolutely hold her accountable. I'm not saying you have to like completely cancel her or anything like that, but you shouldn't be like, oh, like like she didn't know, she doesn't hold any accountability for this, right? Like she knew, and she should, yeah, she should own up to it, she should apologize. um I just don't agree with like letting it slide. Like I think like forgiving is one thing, but you have to hold them accountable first. Where do you even find Nazi soldiers? I don't know. That's a good question. I never even thought about it. Where would that even be? Um, K-pop plus Nazism, the combination I didn't think I would find. For real. I think it was a museum. Okay, fair enough. She posed like she did she like put her arm out? Like what did she do? Was she were they like saluting? Like that's not good. It's what happens when you become a pop star before you finish school. You'd think they would know. You think they would know. She said that they knew better and they worked to improve themselves. Kind of genuine. Jilly from Hawaii, she knew exactly, exactly. You absolutely should know. Um, but yeah, it's a and the kiss of life. Okay, they had a huge controversy recently where they did like a old school, like they did like a old school um hip hop theme, right? And they were like essentially like cosplaying black people and like doing a lot of like stereotype kind of things. And like, okay, that's one thing, but like, how the hell did that get approved as like an official event? Like, literally, no one on their management team was like, maybe we shouldn't do this, or like, literally, no. There must have been like dozens of people who approved that, right? Like, who were involved in that event, right? Like not one person said we shouldn't do that. That's crazy to me. Like that is so crazy that like not one person, literally not one person said that they shouldn't, like no one said that. Like that's so weird. Um Jilly featured on the new Irene and Sergey album, and people on Reddit were like, that's a skip, yeah. Did her heart go out? Don't know. She had a whole couple type pose with the Nazi soldier. Oh no. Not the Romeo and Juliet story with a Nazi soldier. Um, and she held accountability. Lots of people in the Latino and Black community accepted it. Said others shouldn't talk for them. I mean, yeah, they shouldn't talk for others for sure. Julie even said, but obviously it's like up to. I think it's up to individuals what they find acceptable, right? Like, obviously you shouldn't speak for a whole community, but at least for yourself. Yeah, I think people have the. I understand people who would no longer want to support them, right? I think Jill even said, "Don't hate us" right before they started the whole live stream. I think, yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, obviously, K-pop has such a running, like um, a long-standing issue with like, basically appropriating a lot of things from Black culture and stuff like that. There's a lot of, I mean, like pretty much every idol has said the N word. Like it's a over. It's not like an issue with like one specific idol. It's like the whole culture itself. And like the recent clips that have come out about like Blackpink, like pretty much all of them except Jisoo, go Jisoo, all of them did say the N word in their training. And so like that means that like when they were trainees, that the people training them, like the managers and stuff like that, basically told them like, hey, sing these songs that like did have the N word in them, and they never there wasn't any like saying like, oh, like you should leave out this word when you're singing, right? Like it's obviously like a very it's a more like widespread issue than the one person saying it. But like I think people who, it's kind of crazy to me that people who, like for example, like Rose should know, right? Like she grew up in Australia, But maybe Carl Jobs was right. You can say the N word if you're Australian. Oh my god. Maybe maybe it is. It's different in Australia. It's not racist if you're Australian. You know. Maybe she pulled the Australian card like Carl Jobs did. Welcome in, Star. We're having some K-pop talk right now. You might enjoy. You know, Blackpink member said the N word. Yeah, yeah. Um, they all, they all except Jisoo. They have Jisoo. Go Jisoo. Funny that the one non-English speaking member was the only one that was like the only one that the only one that died. I mean, it's probably because she doesn't rap, but like it's kind of funny. Um, not the Carl excuse. Nothing Carl Jobs says that should be paid attention to. No, he's right, right. Rosé's Australian. It's allowed. That's crazy. Yeah, like that's crazy that Rosé said it because like she knows, like you know she knows. Like there's no excuse. Like there's no excuse. You can't have the excuse like, oh, like I'm Korean. Like we don't have that same. Like obviously in Korea it's not as well known of a thing because it's obviously like an English word and stuff like that. English history. But Rosé is a native English speaker. And Jenny is pretty close to one as well. You miss old icon. This is a good song. You like Jisoo? Yeah, yeah. Go Jisoo. Proud of her. Maybe the trick is to just not be a rapper. Like, just don't engage in rapping, and there will be no opportunity for you to say the N-word. K-pop idols have been saying the N-word since the first generation, and most of them are like Korean American. I wouldn't say most of them are Korean American, but a lot of them are, yeah. And a lot of them should know not to say it. I was watching like a video, and I was watching. It was like G-Dragon, and like he just says it in like conversation. Like he was just talking to someone, and he would say it in the same way. He was like, "What's up, man?" Like he would say it in the same way. Like I was like, really? Like it's one thing to like sing a song and like it's including the lyrics of the song, and maybe you don't speak English, so you don't know that you don't even know what you're saying because like you're just like saying like reading it out, right? You don't actually speak English. But he was saying it in like a sentence. I was like, you good? So like XG, they can actually rap instead of some mid bars. G-Dragon can say he gets a I don't know about that, but I think he doesn't say anymore because the clips were very old. The clips were like from like the 2000s, and obviously it was a different time back then. But it was crazy to hear him say it in like a sentence. But yeah. Remember back in the day, there's a rapper from Central America. His artistic name was the N-word. He changed it when he tried to break into the USA. Yeah, that's not gonna work out. That's not gonna work out if no one can say your name and your name cannot be like on the radio. But yeah, so yeah, I think just K-pop has a like very complicated, very long history of like certain things around Black culture and stuff like that. There's a lot of like using. It's one thing to be like, oh, we like hip hop, and it's one thing to be like, we like hip hop and we like that culture, and we love like we want to replicate that, right? It's one thing to do that, but there's a lot of like using it kind of like as like a costume or being like, oh, like like, oh, and trying to like copy all the like a lot of stereotypes and stuff like that. And I think that's where it kind of it's kind of in bad taste. And it's very very rampant in K-pop. There's so many like outfits, there's so many hairstyles and stuff that's generally used in bad taste. And welcome in, Chicano. Thanks for the 49 months. How was your weekend? There was an artist, Rich Brian from 88 Rising. His old name was Rich. Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like even if like obviously I'm assuming that person's Asian, like even if it's like okay for him to say it, there's no way it's gonna like work out. Like how are people gonna like I feel like people will feel very uncomfortable like I feel like welcome to the stage, Brian. Like you can't use it, right? Like, and it's probably gonna be like it's probably gonna get you banned on like YouTube or something like that. It's got Fiverr installed just now. Let's go, let's go. Don't you have that neighbor that was like hitting the thing, hitting the tower with the truck? Now that it's underground, he won't be able to hit it, right? I remember Rich Brian did actually had a good full out. Nice, nice. Fiber is good. Yeah, I have gigabit. Like up and down. It's crazy. The numbers don't seem real, but to test out some online gaming. Let's go, let's go. What's your speeds? You have 2,500. Bro, you don't need that much. That's so overkill. You're never gonna use more than like 1 gig, you know? You gotta do a speed test. Don't worry about cable internet anymore. Yeah, that guy. Me eating my whole grain breakfast. Good fiber. Fiber is good for you. He is no longer allowed to enter Korea. Who? Rich Brian? What did he do? So the controversy is there were songs with the word. I think that was way different to actually using the word. I think there's a lot. There is like 4,000 instances of N-word usages in K-pop. You might have to be more specific. He said it can go up to 5K, just need a better router. That's so fast. I feel like I never use more than like 1, you know? Because like the main thing I use it for is like downloading Steam games in like 1 minute, you know? Need that for rivals, nice. Korean American Idol said the word like 6 times, and in the song. I mean, I feel like if you put it in a song, it's like very deliberate, you know? Like it's like you had a lot of time to think about it. You know, you had a lot of time to think about it. You had a lot of time before from writing the song to like when it came out to like recording the song. You know, it's not like you were singing along to a song like once in like a live setting and you accidentally said the word because it's part of the song. That's like one thing, but like that one putting it into a song that you release is like very deliberate. Your cable speed struggled to get 1 gig down and your upload speed with 30 Mbps, and that was the fastest your ISP order offered. Yeah, 1 gig and 30 is very unbalanced. That's very unbalanced. That's crazy. Usually don't need like that much up, but it probably depends what you're doing. Cause like even with streaming, I don't think streaming uses that much up. I think you just need like 10, 30. I guess that's borderline. It's pretty borderline. Mija here running statistical analysis in K-pop lyrics. I'm ready. I'm gonna give every idol a N-word ranking. You got a S tier if you've never said it. You get a tier if you said it once live. It was in a song, you know, and then it goes from there. You get there's a score, you know. Each instance has a certain ranking, you know. It has a certain weight to it, and then you count the instances. I could come up with the formula. Trust me. Just like my weeb levels chart. I can have a N-word chart. The iceberg, yeah, the ranking, yeah. It's like golf. You don't want a high score. Yeah, you don't want a high score on that chart. I'll come up with the. I should come up with the weeb formula. It's like you put in like, it's like, you know, number of animes watched times 1. You know, every anime you've watched Okay, every anime you've watched in the top, like say top 100 animes. Okay, those ones you get like 1 point. But if it's like outside that list, then you get like 3 points. If you like Hatsune Miku, you get 10 points. It's like stuff like that. Okay. And if you own any anime, every piece of anime memorabilia, every piece of anime merchandise you own, you get certain points. And if you have like an anime profile photo, you get extra points. If you've ever used a Japanese word in the middle of your sentence, in the middle of your English sentence, it's like if you do that regularly, that's like plus 10. That's about the same as Hatsune Miku. So I'll have a official quantitative analysis of this. I'm gone for a week and you guys still talk about mid pop. We're just I was just giving my ranking there. They never stop. Hey, we had an interest. Hey, I told you about the swastika shirt. You like that conversation topic. There's some crazy stuff going on, People out here wearing swastikas. I thought I watched VTubers and Mija immediately put in the irredeemable weave category. I would say like, if you watch an English-speaking VTuber and they don't really act like an anime character, I think that's maybe like 2 points. But if you watch those people that do like an anime girl voice, you know the ones I'm talking about. If you watch the ones that do an anime girl voice, that's like plus 10 points. And if you watch the one that's like anime girl voice, girlfriend experience, yeah, that's you. That might be like plus 50 points. How many points for playing Genshin? Like 1 point. I think that's fine. But if you play like Honkai Star Rail, that's probably like, ooh, that's for every very weeby gacha game you play, it's probably like plus 5. Like 1 point for playing Genshin, 2 points for playing it in the Japanese voiceover. What shirt? Like it's like an old Hindu symbol. It was not that symbol. One of the members of Twice wore a shirt with the swastika on it. Like twice. Like she wore it multiple times. And it was her own personal shirt. It wasn't even like a stylist gave it to her. It was her own shirt. From her personal closet. You're still waiting on Miji to listen to XG? One day. Miji a low-key weave, don't listen to it. That's not true. How many points for watching that one with the 3D anime? Oh, the live action VTuber? I don't know what to do with that information actually. Like I don't know what to do with that information. Like I don't know what to say about that. Like I'm a bit stun locked by that one. What's other really weeby behavior? If you've ever called me Miju-chan or Maya-chan or something like that, that's plus 15. I'm sorry. That's weeb. That's like far gone weeb behavior. Unless you're speaking to me in Japanese and you're older than me, you can call me Maya-chan. That's fine. But like, if you're saying an English sentence and you're like, "Good morning, Maya-chan," like that's a lot of points. I'm keeping it track. And then she wore QAnon. Was it the same? Was it Chaeyoung again who wore the QAnon top? You're just handing out cheat sheets to annoy it. True. Some people like will use like Japanese greetings to me. I'm always clocking that. Who out here is calling you Maya-chan? I guess my family. My family, I guess. Miju-sama. Oh, okay. Well, if it's that polite, then it might be fine. I'm learning a few new phrases, and I can call you Miju. I can call Miju Mayacha. I guess so. I guess so. I can't really argue with the the age hierarchy thing. But I will talk to you casually. I will not speak formally to Chicano. You're getting called by your name. Or I'm just calling you like a oji-san. What if I put Kalani-sama as a gamer tag since 2011? Every year you have as the gamer tag, Kalani, you're accumulating so many points you cannot undo. Like that's like 20 points per year. You are it's over for you. You can leave for a long time. It's on a defense. Yeah, that in fact I think that makes it worse. Konnichiwa, Miju-sama. I'm back. Get out of here, Ratzi. Come on, Ratzi. One of the members of Super Junior is like a Donald Reagan fan. Who's Donald Reagan? Like his son? Is it Kyuhyun? I swear he was on the Devil's Plan season 2. He's on Devil's Plan season 2. It better not be Kyuhyun. You love how it's called Ojiso. I was being polite at least. I was adding the O in the front. I could have been rude about it. I'm a normal weeb though. People who rode that wave in quarantine made it weird. It's been weird before quarantine, Kalani. It didn't start in quarantine. How many points if I wrap my car in VTubers asking for a friend? Kinda not kidding, really? JK. If you wrap your car, that's like plus 1,000 points. So you know I'm a OG. Okay, fine. OGs. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. What does Sama mean? It's like a royal title. I would say it's like a very, very formal title. It would not be used in regular speech. That's how you can tell someone's a weeb, because they know like Sama. And that is not something you would learn if you were just normally learning Japanese. You would only hear that in anime. Cause like you would use that for like royalty, or like you would use that for like, yeah, if you were like someone's servant, maybe like in like a really like wealthy household or something. You may have watched 1,000 different shows. That's fine. It's that's long gone. Oh, Ronald Reagan. I was like, maybe Ronald had a son named Donald. That'd be crazy. Like your name is Ronald and you have a son named Donald. Is there another name that could be like that? No, there's no other names like that. I want to call Miju that. She's not respectful back. It's too late. You already called me that. You're OG too. OG son. That's actually a good joke. I approve of that joke. I like a good English to Japanese pun. How many points in wrapping your car in K-pop idols? Asking for Kalani. That doesn't get you any weeb points. Yeah, that's a different scale. I'll let the Koreans make their own Korea boo scale. I was like, for God. Oh, you can call God that too. Yeah, you could call it Kami-sama. That's what people call God. Being a K-pop fan is weeb adjacent. Yeah, there's like a gateway. There's a lot of overlap. You have Akatsuki clouds on the plates of your car. Red moon? I don't know what that is. Speaking of royalty, did a Japanese princess leave the royal family to marry a commoner? Good for her. I feel like being royalty would suck, honestly. I remember Street Fighter 9. Oh, Chicano has infected my brain. What the heck is SF9? They're not. They haven't made that yet. A member of SF9 used to write explicit Pokemon fanfic for like 4 years. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have an issue with that. Like, they're just being creative. I think it's fine. As a person who grew up reading fanfic, nothing wrong with that. You have a thin bloodline of royalty, so it counts. I'm not calling you Kalani-sama. Come on, man. It's not fair. Even into anime since 2005 and K-pop since 2000. Oh, you're saying like they came in, the new fans, they came in, they made it weird. Fair enough, fair enough. The only thing wrapping my car is bird food. True, true. And like pollen. Shout out Inuyasha, your first favorite anime. I know Inuyasha is very popular. So the crazy Edward VIII abdicated as king of England. Why are you saying abdicated? As king of England to marry American in 1936. Like Meghan Markle. Like Meghan Markle. But you know, for so long, until I was corrected by Jack, I thought that King Charles was like the Queen's husband. But it's her son. But I was like, he's so old. Like, he's her son? I was so confused. I did not know what the family structure was. You're part German, can have the summer turtle. Why would being German make you have a summer turtle? What do you mean? Welcome back, Maestro. We're talking about weaves, Maestro. We were talking about you. I said, if someone calls me, like, we were talking about weeb points, like how many weeb points you get, and calling me, like, by a Japanese title. Like, if someone calls in and they're like, hello, Miju-sama. Like, that's a lot of points. Every occurrence of that, that's a lot of points. Because we're talking trash, yeah, we're talking about weaves in general, and you're included. We know you're included. Because abdicate is the literal word for giving up as a king. I know, that's crazy. It's a crazy word. Charles has been waiting for a while. Yeah, poor guy. He's been waiting a while. He's like, man, my mom won't die. SF9 is a boy group and it stands for sensational feeling. Not the word. I guess it's not the worst one, but really sensational feeling. That's crazy. That's not a good name. They should just stick with SF9. Charles isn't Queen Liz the second husband. Yeah, I thought that too, right? We all thought that. All of us non-royalty people. This is a salute for me. Yeah, I prefer Spidon to any Miju-samas. Kalani-sama may be my GT, but Maestro got Otaku in the name. I think they're both equally as bad. You know, I think they're both equally as weeby. If I was playing in a League of Legends lobby and I saw gamer tags like that, I would not speak. You know, like I wouldn't talk to them. Now how do we know Charles didn't do something nefarious to her mom? Because his mom was like 100 years old. Like, if he wanted to take over, he probably could have done it earlier. She doesn't know peak. No. That's extra weak points for both of you. But yeah, it's fairly calm. If someone like starts speaking, and you can tell when someone is learning Japanese versus saying things they learned in anime. You can always tell. Because someone learning Japanese will have a very textbook Japanese. And then like someone who learned from anime will be saying things that you wouldn't really necessarily learn if you're a Japanese learner, you know? Learned amazing life lessons from Naruto. Oh no. Put a loony in the weave jar. Yeah. If I had a loony every time people were weeby to me, I'd be pretty rich. Um, J-pop boy group I've been waiting has finally debuted with the song. I don't think that's weeb points. I don't think that's weeb points. You're okay. You're okay, Star. So you're saying I could tell I learned Oni-chan from anime. Yes. Yes, that is very specific. Um, I still remember the one time someone came into chat and they typed like hello like this. So they typed, and I think they were. I realized later they were trying to say One-san. But like for me when I read that, I was like one son, and then and I remember me and Sana were both in chat, and Sana speaks Japanese as well, and we both didn't know what they were saying. So she was like two son, and we're like, what are they saying? Because it's just like really unclear from the way it's typed out. Two son, one son. Three son, and we're like, what? And then like hours later, I realized I was like, oh, it was Onesa. That's so silly. Um, it's this is crazy. But yeah, you can tell someone is learning that from anime because that is not really a word. You only use that word pretty much to family. You only really use that word to family unless you're like a really young child and you might call older girls. You might call older girls like one-san. Like your parents might be like, oh, like go talk to that one-san over there. If you're like a kid, that's like really it's like really specific situations. It's not like I think sometimes people get confused and they think it's used in the same way that like oppa is used in like Korean, but it's not. It's not. You don't use it for it's pretty much just used for family. So I wouldn't use it in any situation. You must son of me and her saying the moonlight. She was just here the other day. Tucson, Busan. True, true. Yeah, when I say Tucson, it sounds like Tucson, like the place. Your cousin say Obachan, but that's on the Japanese side and the Filipino side calls me Kuya. Yeah, that's fine. That's used in family, right? Like that's what we use in families. You don't use it in the same way that you use for. But I think you can call like strangers like they would be like a obachan or like a obasan. It's different. It doesn't literally mean it's not like that the sorry, what am I trying to say? Those titles are used for non-family, but generally like onechan and onichan stuff are not. Your work best friend is Filipino. Not relevant. I just wanted to share. Congratulations, Ratsi, on your token Filipino friend. I'm happy. You have a Filipino friend. Proud of you. But yeah, so there some things some chatters have said to me. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? When I stop needing his help with Excel, I'll get him to help me learn Tagalog. Good luck. I tell my Mexican coworkers some Filipino curse words and told them it's a compliment. They then tell it to the Filipino coworkers. Nice. A fun game of telephone. Yes, you know, sometimes you gotta learn the curse words in another language. You know, that's the first thing you gotta learn. But yeah, I feel like anime Japanese is very, very specific. You know, usually when people are speaking to me, it's very very obvious. Major's family that knows advanced Japanese do that to her. No, they don't actually. No one has ever trolled me on Japanese. You know. I'm mad at my parents because they speak their native language, but they gave up on the next gen and my gen. Yeah, I think that always sucks, right? Like, I think back in the day, like I have some members of my family who also didn't grow up speaking Japanese, and they did it like way back in the day. Like in like my mom's from Japan, but like um their age generation, they like kind of didn't. They were trying to like trying very hard to assimilate right into Canadian culture, so they didn't want their kids to learn those language. But I think it's such a waste. Like obviously, like at the time, I understand at the time, right? Like um if you guys don't know like the history here, like Japanese people around like the war times were put into like camps, like literally put into camps. Um, so like I can kind of understand like, hey, maybe they weren't going around flaunting their culture and like being very proud of it in that moment, right? So obviously it's like a very different situation, but especially nowadays, I feel like I don't see a reason to not teach your like if you speak a language natively, I don't see a reason to speak not teach your child because like it's such a waste. Like, and I feel like a lot of kids will grow up and be like, oh, like I mean, I think when I was growing up, um, when I was growing up, like I didn't feel that strongly about learning Japanese. I was like, Mom, why do I have to go to like Japanese school? Like I don't want to do this. But now that I'm older, I appreciate it. And like it is true. Like it is true that like a lot of things that your parents do for you or make you do when you're a kid, like a lot of kids that you do appreciate when you're older. Like I'm very very grateful to know Japanese. I want to talk in Hawaiian, Chamorro, and Marshallese. I mean, yeah, I feel like learning languages when you're a kid is such a cheat code, right? Because it's so easy to learn when you're a kid. My grandparents gave up on my dad with German. I could have busted out some cool German words and Modern Warfare 2. Right, that's your main priority. Your main priority, speaking German in COD lobbies. Proud of you. um, Compared to Korean, is rapping in Japanese harder or easier? Because I feel unlike Korean, I feel like they're less rhyming or very simple rhyming compared to Korean rapping. I mean, Star, I cannot speak Korean, so I have no idea. I've never tried to rap in Korean. um, but I don't know. I'm not like a good rapper, so I'm not the. I know a fair amount about Korean, but because there's a lot of similarities between Japanese and Korean, but I would not be the right person to ask because I'm not a rapper. I can't even. You guys heard my Japanese rapping. It's very questionable. It's hard for me as someone who's not a native Japanese speaker. The U.S. had Japanese people in camps World War II until war was over. Hence, a lot of Hawaiian have Japanese last names too. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. It was a messed up time back then, but it's in the past. Your aunt made her kids go to Japanese school growing up. I don't think they stuck with it. Yeah, I stopped Japanese school when I was like maybe like 12. I don't even know. I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely didn't continue. That's why I'm fairly illiterate, but that's okay. I remember as a kid, I read a book about this camp. They created a baseball league to pass the time. Oh yeah, yeah. There was a really well known. There's a really well known story about the baseball team. Which doesn't know Korean. I don't know. I know like very. I can speak Korean like a baby probably. There goes to her singing almond chocolate. The Korean. What the hell is that? This funny video going around of a Korean giving grace and rapping. The dad was so pissed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's really hard to rap in. It's really hard to rap in not your native language because I get like really tripped up on the words. Like you guys know how long it took me to learn yoru ni kakeru, like just the words. Like it was because it's so fast. Like it's not even rapping really, but some parts are pretty close to rapping, and it's hard. Like because it's like I feel like I get tongue tied more easily in Japanese. It's an illit song. Oh, I don't think I could pull off an illit song. I feel like I'd feel really cringe. But yeah, but I can't even rap in English, so I can't really speak for that. But I do notice with like idols, like for example, like Jenny, like in like Jenny, she finally raps in Korean, and I think she like I don't mind her rapping in English, but it seems like she is able to do a lot more in Korean, right? Which is like her native tongue. I think generally people, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like people can they're not as focused on saying the words, they're not as focused on, they can just speak completely comfortably and put more of their brain power and energy into doing the rap performance better, right? I think it's definitely a consideration for sure. But yeah, I was singing along to Yosobi in the car, and I realized like, damn, the song is so hard. Like, I was watching some videos of Yosobi singing it, and apparently like, I noticed like earlier in her career, she has actually like improved her vocals a lot. Cause like I noticed like when she first sang it, she seemed like she was like struggling quite a bit to sing it, which is fair enough. It's a really really difficult song, but I noticed in more recent performances, like she's like a lot more comfortable. It seems like she's really like improving and stuff like that. Um, you saw this again. Everyone's seen this. It's crazy. You gotta go. Okay, okay. Take care, Ratsi. Enjoy your K-pop. How far are you along in the AI screen? That looks so weepy. I cannot. I'm not gonna. My birthday about half a year. No, 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 no. That song is not happening. That song is not happening. You can pick a different song. I saw the cover art. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near that. It sounds terrible. The song is no. It depends how they sound. I didn't actually listen to the song, but some songs are kind of hard. Some songs are they're too anime girl voice. I don't know if that song has that. From the cover it seems like maybe, but a lot of times, like for example, like Idol. In Idol, Yoasobi, or Ikura, I guess, she has a very strong like anime filter on her voice. It's quite hard to sing like that if like I mean I'm sure like voice actors can do it and a lot of like VTubers do sing in that way. But at least in many situations they use a lot of like they use like voice filters or specific like effects on their voice to make it sound more like a anime kind of sound. It's actually kind of hard to do that. It's hard to do that without that. Because I noticed that whenever Yoasobi sings Idol live, it's always there always has that like anime filter on it, or it's just like lip synced. Song is extra weeby, but you like it if you give it a chance. It's too weeby, man. It's too weeby. Mint chocolate ice cream sounds tempting. I feel like I'd prefer cookies and cream over mint choco. Not a big fan of mint ice cream because it feels like I don't want mint in my chocolate. I don't like mint and chocolate together. It feels weird. It feels like I brush my teeth. It feels like I brush my teeth and then I was eating chocolate, you know? It just feels wrong. Has anyone requested you a J-pop boy group song? I don't know any J-pop boy groups. Unless we're going like Arashi. Like Miju Arashi cover? Maybe. Miju in a month? Chikano Ruby-chan? What the hell are you writing? I cannot say that. I cannot say those words. That's terrible. Nightmare is a great J-pop group. You'd love them. I see. The lyric. No. We are not. I can't go anywhere near that. Grounds for a tie. Yeah, that's a timeout. Go sit in the corner. Almost had her. No. I looked at it. That's terrible. I cannot sing that. Kalani, that's plus 1,000 points. Like, that's crazy. Oh, she just banned. Yeah, it's been a while. But like that's the extent of my boy group knowledge. Like Arashi. Can't go out like this. You gotta get some points back. Miju doesn't know about visual. Okay, that sounds really weeby too. I'm not going anywhere near the anime girl vocals, okay? The closest I'm getting is Yoasobi, okay? Is Japanese glamour? What's glamour rock? I feel like you're making up genres. I'm gonna start saying like, oh, I love windshield hip hop. It's probably a thing, right? Japanese folk fusion. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pick that up. Glamour rock is definitely no. I think you guys are making stuff up. Fujikaze. I feel like I've heard of Fujikaze. Maybe you guys talked about it. From your experience, do a lot of Japanese people prefer their country's music or other countries' music like K-pop or English music? I would say it's about 75% Japanese music and 25% other music, I would say. But K-pop is definitely really popular among young people. The same as it is everywhere. You say don't listen to anime, explain Kenshi? He's just well known. Outside of anime. Is about that one of my favorite J-pop boy groups is made by a K-pop company? I don't think that's bad. You ever heard the opening to Death Note? Nightmare. I must have heard the opening to Death Note, but I don't remember it. It must have not made an impression on me. The only thing I remember from Death Note, I feel like I've forgotten. He had like a radio and the potato chips, and then he was like eating the chips and killing people. No. He had the Death Note in the potato chips, right? I was like, that's crazy, man. But you know one life pro tip from Death Note? You know how he puts the paper in the door? You put the paper on the bottom part of the door, and then you like close the door, and then you know if someone came in. That's actually a really good pro tip if you live alone and you're worried that someone will have broken into your house. You can't like check the whole house before you come home. So if you come home and that thing is on the ground, you know someone came in. He's onto something. I could see Miju with the Death Note, probably get a random heart attack shortly after. Suddenly all the weebs are dead. I get on the okay. Here's my plan. Here's my plan for weeb genocide. No, I'm kidding. But if I were, I would get on the management team at Anime Expo. And I would get the list of people at Anime Expo. And I would just put them all in the Death Note. So easy. So easy. You guys just letting yourself, like, signing yourself up, basically. I'll be like, everyone, write your name on the sign-up sheet. I'd probably get a random, yeah. I just read that. Are the K-pop group albums that are translated to Japanese better than performing than the original Korean albums? No, I don't think so. I mean, at least from my cousins, like she hates the translations because the translations are really bad. You've heard bad English versions of K-pop songs. It's like that. They're not very well translated. Some of them are better than others, but they're all a bit cringe. Miju has a no weave sign in one hand or Death Note in the other. Exactly. She can be outside the con signing names. Exactly. Messed up Lisa. No, I want to go for the singers. The performers are fine. The voice actors are fine. It's the people there. I'm just checking when they come in. You know? FBI doesn't operate in Canada. Yeah, I'm outside the jurisdiction. I'm safe. I should have just moved to Canada. Oh, true. Yeah, I should have just moved to Canada. He's so stupid. Should have just left the country. The translation, the bad eye. She can understand the lyrics. True. That is my running theory, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct. The lyrics were always bad. My running theory is that the Korean lyrics are also really cringe, but like we just don't understand them. All you gotta do is get the cringe reader to sign it. Sign this to talk to Japanese girls, and all the creepy weaves will sign. Oh. Oh yeah, that's true. Because you don't want to hit everyone going to anime. Because like a lot of normal people will go to Anime Expo, right? So I think you just need to. Okay. How about this? I will go. I will go. I will dress super Japanese. Okay, everyone will know I'm Japanese. Okay, and I'll just be like speaking Japanese, and I'll like, and whoever comes up to me and acts like a creep, I will be like, and they're like, okay, if they like, if they're like creepy, and then I'll be like, oh, like, I would love to see you meet up after the con. Can you write your name and number in my notebook? Right? And then all these people like, and then those specific creepy people will sign their name and number, and all you need is their name. Can you write your own name? And I guess you can write your own name in the death note, and then you'll be like thinking of yourself, right? That's fine. That's fine. Having them handwrite their number. They're like, oh, my phone died. My phone died. Sorry. Can you write your name and number in my notebook filled with other keys, name and number? Oh yeah, don't ignore all the other names and numbers. That's just my family. Can you? Is it just my? I have a phone book. I have a physical phone book in 2025. Like, don't question it. Like I don't keep it in my. True. I'm Japanese. I have a flip phone. Like, come on. Don't ask about the cause of death. No, you don't need to write the cause of death if it's just a heart attack, right? It will default to heart attack. So I think it's fine. Well, won't they die like on the spot, or is? Oh no, it's like 60 seconds, right? I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run the other way. I'm fine. I mean, yeah, you know the lore. I know how it. Sorry, it's. I may have had it explained to me by the person, but not saying I have one. Not saying I have a death note, but if I did, I would have had the rules explained to me. Just saying. Kind of sus. I can't confirm this. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. And if you ever hear me going like, if you ever hear me being like, I'm gonna go to Anime Expo, then you'll know. Okay. If I were to enact this plan, what cosplay should I wear that would be like the weeb filter? Like it can't just be like a really well-known cosplay. Like I feel like only weebs will know this. Like maybe like a VTuber. That could work. Like a VTuber, or like a really niche anime. Like I don't know. For my plan, Frey Ren. Sure, Frey Ren. Kalani is gonna help me with my plan. Speaking of one of the Japanese radio songs by the boys, they have a line say, "I know I'm Sigma." Amazing lyrics. I mean, they know they're Sigma. If not, she definitely has a fax machine somewhere that we can count on that. True. Taking out VTubers isn't a bad idea. I think VTuber fans. I think there's nothing wrong with the VTubers. I think we take out the fans. Oh, but then they'll lose all their subs. My weeb friends kept talking about Freyren. You have weeb friends? You're associating with them? Wait, is that even a person? Is it the girl with the white hair? It sounds like that's the name of the anime. Usually weeb friends are all weebs, meaning everyone in the friend group. Yeah, if you have weeb friends, like maybe you're. But like Zirconia's like the least weeby person I know, honestly. Favorite is the elf. Okay. Yeah, I'll dress as this, and then whoever comes up to me, and oh, that's so scary. But I guess I'm doing it. I'm like on a, like it's scary, but it's like a mission. Like it's like I'm sure secret agents are scared when they have to go arrest someone, like, so like really doing it for the greater cause. Favorite is elf, or so I'm told. Suspicious. Heart pounding as I put on the elf ears. I'm going into battle. I'm going into the enemy lines, you know? It's like I'm like preparing. And but I'm like putting on an elf girl cosplay. But it's like me going into war. You can imagine me sat in a pizzeria in London with a group of people where spirit isn't even the biggest weeb. Spirit? What's spirit? Requiem spirit? Is he a big weeb? What? Was he there in London? Are you guys friends? He's a massive weeb? What? He does all the... He never told me this. he never told me this information. Damn. You don't need a... Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I thought you were just saying that. I don't need a fake guy. Who would need a fake guy? He was there? Wait, what are these? This is the overlap of Twitch communities that I cannot comprehend. What is this connection? Because I only know Rec. Oh, I've called him Rec. I guess you call him, maybe he's known as Spirit among the weebs. Yeah, because I know him from Breath of the Wild. And I met him through that. But like, is he running in this other weeb circle, maybe? I mean, I know some of them are weebs. I know some of them are weebs. Recording with the weeb lore and claims innocence. Hanging out with known weebs? Associating with known weebs? And welcome in, Sugar. How are you? Like General Zelda speedrun circles. Oh. Wait, so the stream friends, or like the Twitch friends, your online friends you're always meeting are speedrunners? Like Zelda speedrunners? But not necessarily Breath of the Wild? I didn't know we had this overlap. You still watch P5 here and there, just getting every world record. But yeah, so I feel like it's such a small world. Like, I feel like, especially on Twitch, if you like play certain types of games, or if you like, in certain communities, it's actually a lot smaller world than you think. Because I'm sure a lot of people who watch a lot of streams will often run into other people that they've seen from other streams, stuff like that. It's actually not as like there's a lot of streamers on Twitch, but like everyone's kind of like in certain communities, you know? You bought those Starburst drinks at Costco. Starburst drinks? I've never seen this. What kind? Like a soda? Like a Starburst soda? I don't know. You must have gotten like 40 of them. There's always so many drinks if you get drinks at Costco. This one friend from one of the first streamers I watched popped up in like 5 other streams I watched. Apparently a lot of European streamer. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of random overlap, and you're like, oh, you know this person too? Like, it's crazy. It's one of those Kirkland ice drinks, but flavored what? Because those ice drinks are normally like black currant, or not black currant, but like you know, like they're normally like fruits. A Starburst. Huh, I didn't know they had that. That's crazy. I'm a coffee enjoyer. You guys started the Starbucks. I was like, what's a big deal? I was like, wow, you got Starbucks. You watched a Jet Set Radio video essay today. You should give it a watch. It's the best game ever. Oh yeah, you guys were telling me about that, right? Like the really old. Is that the skateboarding game? Rollerblading game? Something like that? I can't remember. Like we were talking about this like a week or two ago. Yeah, the rollerblade. Yeah, yeah. I feel like the name seems like it's not related to rollerblading. You know, like I feel like it like skate. Like if it's like, oh, skate, you're like, oh, it's about skateboarding, you know? Like it's aura, isn't it? Wow, such a zoomer. The guy who went over the game, did an excellent job. Some weeb video essayist. Actually, a lot of times I watch video essayists and then I realize a lot of them are huge weebs. I'm like watching a YouTuber, I'm like, wow, I like this YouTuber. And then they're such big weebs, you know? Aura farming, Max Aura, exactly. He did one on Souls games. What's their name? What's the YouTuber's name? I watched a lot of video essays, so maybe it's some. We're the last holdouts in a weeb world. I guess so. I was surrounded by weebs and I didn't know. I feel like I feel like weebery is very common on Twitch though. Like a lot of people you meet on Twitch are weebs, you know. I feel like the concentration of weebs and on Twitch is higher. And you think you know someone. I thought Rec was just like playing retro Zelda games, you know, but really was watching a lot of anime this whole time. Internet pit stop. Oh, I don't think I know them. Kai, Speed, Toast. Like I show Speed, that guy. I don't really care if he's a weeb. Your weebs can have them. Toast even streamed art. I only know Toast. I don't know the other people. I show Speed was the guy who says that 15-year-olds should be able to consent or something like that. Or no, was that the guy who was driving his car really fast or something? I can't remember what these people are up to, man. I only know I think Toast is disguised Toast. And welcome back, Ricky. Kai Speed Toast should be a brand. That sounds like Jet Set Radio. Kai Speed Toast. I watch some disguised Toast clips on YouTube sometimes. I think he's cool. Aisha Speed is a One Piece fan. I don't really mind if he's a weeb. But like I said, the weebs can have that guy. Speed and Kai are plants. Like industry plants? Is that what you mean? I have no idea. Just my fave and Emeru fave call. What about me? Kalani. You mean like after me, right? Like Emeru is your favorite cosplayer after Miju Games cosplayer. Oh no, third, sorry. Number 1, Ricky. Number 2, me. Yeah, it's gotta be Ricky. Good thing he's back. Yeah. I concede the number 1 title to Ricky. Absolutely. You're my favorite cosplayer. Can you sing AI Scream for your birthday? Only if you fulfill your obligation for the Ryuji cosplay. We're gonna cosplay Ryuji and On, and then someone can be Joker. And his stat will be Mona. Well, we're gonna make the squad. Everyone squad up. Persona 5 characters. Pick your character. Dibs on. Emiru, Celebi, Ricky, Miju are going. Okay. I accept this ranking. You pick Morgana. Wait, is that who's Morgana? The cat? Um, I can't remember. The Axe Girl. Who's the Axe Girl? Who's the Axe? Does one of them have an axe? Morgana is Moan. Oh, they have the same name. Okay, sorry. He had a gamer tag. I forgot. Axe Girl is Haru. Okay. If that will be Haru. Okay, well then that means Mona's open for you, Angel. You can be Mona. You just stupid and forgot his name and said Mona by accident. Oh, okay. Well, I'm channeling Duji energy right there. Yeah, I gotta be on. On is me. Like I relate so hard to on. So we can have the rest of the squad, you know. Who are the other characters? I can't remember. Some of them. Yeah, I can't remember all these characters. I don't know these characters. I just know we're gone. That's okay. It's okay. You'll encounter them. You'll meet a lot of them very early on. Yeah, it's that cosplay is Gojo. Who's Gojo? Yeah, I'm staying away from these anime cosplays. The closest I'm getting is Genshin. Who's Gojo? Yeah, who's Gojo? Yeah, Angel doesn't know either. We all are they from? I can't even tie it to an anime. Good JoJo's. Oh, there's an anime called JoJo, right? There's an anime called JoJo. It's probably from that. For girls, it's on Futaba, Haru, Takemi, Makoto, and Sumire. Who the hell is Sumire? I know all of those except. Wait, is she the shogi girl? The ballerina. There's a ballerina girl? What? God from Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh. Okay, so he's supposed to be the guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. Is that the one that Chikano had as a profile photo? That guy? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is good. That's Jotaro. Oh, they both had Joe. I was close. Gojo's Bizarre. Yeah, maybe. I forgot the go Shoji girl's name. Oh no, she wasn't even included in the list. Rip to anyone who wants to cosplay the shogi girl. She was kind of weird though. She was like weirdly, like I don't know. She kind of gave me bad vibes. It was my. Oh, it was maybe yours. Okay. Gojo's #1 husbando after Sephiroth. I mean, I already have Tifa. And Ricky already has Cloud. Ricky's like very versatile. That VTuber, Cloud, Ezreal. It can be all three, really. They're all. It's all the same hair. Maybe that guy. What's his name from Kingdom Hearts? Sky? It's not Cloud and Sky, is it? Or like, what the hell is his name? Sora. Oh, I guess I was right. It was Sky. Sora, yeah. I didn't know that Ricky was an avid cosplayer. He just has this blonde looking guy who's can pass as all these cosplays. But yeah, there's a lot of options. Y'all put Zirconia on the cosplay list. I'm still confused. Nobody's LARPing hard. Yeah, he's doing a form of cosplaying. I think LARPing is basically cosplaying. Get a blonde wig. You could be like 50 husbandos. True. There's probably actually. Is there any blonde? Oh, you could be Ether from Genshin. You could be Ether. The Korean cosplay as a VJ. No, he's not cosplaying. That's his true identity. A method acting. Method acting. I think you're in too deep. Like you went undercover and you're like you've become it. You're in too deep. I think that's what's happening. He wouldn't dare call it cos. Yeah, he wouldn't. Cosplaying is like putting on a costume, you know? But yeah, I think it's the real life. The blonde cat from It's called Aristocats. It's a call. How dare you? You can't take that away from them. Yeah, there's a lot of options really for these. You could probably be a lot of Disney characters as well. There's probably like a blonde boy Disney character. If you put on a costume on for Halloween, you've cosplayed. Sorry, not sorry. I agree. I think sometimes people are like, I would say I don't consider myself a cosplayer. But I just mean that in the sense that I wouldn't say cosplaying is one of my hobbies. I would say sometimes I wear costumes for stream, and I do like it, but I don't necessarily say it's an active hobby of mine. That's why I don't consider myself a cosplayer. But I don't think you're necessarily not a cosplayer because of you don't make it yourself. I used to cosplay as a ninja as a kid, but like I am a ninja. Sure, Chikano. We were talking about who I could take in a spar. I was talking about training up, jujitsu style, and taking on some people. I just said Jacular for like 5 years straight as a kid. That's cute. You want to know there's a hypo for Halloween? So I guess I did Elden Ring DLC cosplay before it came out. Oh no. You were the enemy. Chinese cosplayers are insane. I mean, there's so many great cosplayers out there. There, people like professional cosplayers are like another level. They're so crazy, and sometimes they're so fast. Like the character just comes out and they're like ready. They're like, here's a cosplay. The vampire, not that guy. Like, is it an anime character? Yeah, earlier how I got choked up by a small Samoan Japanese girl. Exactly. So that gave me hope, you know? That gave me hope. I was like, if Kalani can get choked out by a 5'6" woman, maybe I stand a chance against someone, you know? Like I'm ready. I'll train up. I'll do some research about what I should do. I can see Kalani getting bodied by any girl. That girl probably would have bodied you, Chikano. Apparently she was pretty cracked. You're gonna be in the Olympics. I'm ready. A late start. Starting at 26, gonna be in the Olympics. She was too flexible. Right. I'm unrockable actually. Nah, I doubt it. Can we have like a Chikano Kalani spar? Because I would put money on Kalani. After hearing about the brown belt, I think I would put money on Kalani. No offense. I got a Kuete. What is that? Kalani would rock me. He's ex-military and bigger than me and Islanders. Yeah, that's true. The Samoan buff. I would never fight Chicano because we brought. Okay, that's true. Okay. If we're allowed emotional manipulation, I think I could take Kalani and Chicano in a fight. You know what I mean? Like, if we're allowed to use please to emotion, then I think I could do it. You know? Like, if we started fighting, that's mean. If we started fighting and I was like, you're hurting me. And like, they would absolutely stop, right? And then that's the moment I strike. That's usually my go-to. If I'm having a friendly spar, I'll be like, ow, that hurts. Welcome in, Juan. You're doing well today. You fight your cousins a lot. Fair enough. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was created to help the smaller person beat bigger people, so there are people who weigh way less than their opponents and win fights because of their skill. The challenge is if you face someone trained as well, then size wins. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think Jimmy was saying earlier that like in general, like if you're facing someone like 20 pounds heavier than you, that they essentially have a belt level above you. Like a certain amount of weight can make up for a lack of skill. So like you need to have enough skill to make up for the lack of to make up for the weight difference, which is, you know, which makes certain matchups very difficult, even if you're very skilled. Like skill can only take you so far, and weight can only take you so far. Me and Chikano about to be like the Hardy Boys to me. What does that mean? I thought they were like detectives. Is that not what the Hardy Boys are? I thought they were like Nancy Drew. Is that wrong? I thought it was a book series. Is it not a book series about boy detectives? You're like Janet in The Good Place, giving for your life. Yeah, she's like, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. I'm fine. All this fight talk means you're resorting to violence. I know. It's tough out here for me. I'm fighting for my life. I was thinking the detectives. Oh, so it is a book series about detectives. Okay. I wasn't mistaken. They did crazy acrobatics and are hardcore. Calling about after we rock Major, she's gonna bust out her death note, so GG's to us. Too bad. She writes down death by cosplay. Yeah. Stuff. There's WWE. Oh, okay. Checks out. And maybe I need to train in. Yeah, that sounds. Now I understand what people are saying about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's very interesting. And people are like, and I learned today there's a lot of flexibility component as well. Very interesting. Yeah, I know Jimmy has been not endorsing it, but like hyping it up, you know. My uncle used to read the Hardy Boys book. There were plenty of them at my grandparents' house back in the day. Yeah, that was my only frame of reference. I didn't know about the WWE thing. The elf ears cut off circulation. Oh no! I think I would lose. I would pull out my scalp with the wig, you know. Nancy Drew stream went like the books. You see some LARPy books with the kid, Lord of the Rings, Narnia. I don't know what Redwall is, but yeah, kids. There's a lot of fantasy books for kids, huh? Because like kids have a lot of imagination, I guess. We like fantasy worlds. There's also Nancy Drew games like millions. Oh no. Yeah, me versus puzzle games. It's tough out there. Maybe one day. Yeah, it's maybe I'll look in. But the one thing I don't like is like that you have to touch all these. Like if you're sparring with your classmates, you have to like touch them. I'm like, man, I don't really want to like. You're in like a group with some like sweaty people, and then you have to like wrestle with them. You know? Like, is that feels gross. There's probably like all female jiu-jitsu classes too. That's probably I would assume that's probably a thing. But I feel like eventually you'd probably want to try fighting men, right? Like at least like get some experience and like see what it would be like. Miju would like Taka an event. He's goated. You guys have recommended me too many weeby things. It's gonna take me a while to trust your recommendation again after the AI scream thing. The ice cream or whatever it's called. I feel awkward if I manage to beat a classmate badly and have to go sit next to it. No, I think it's just part of it. It's just part of the sport, right? To get this ice cream slander. Come on. I reckon actually for years. Hey, Cole, I've listened to a lot of your suggestions. Let's be real. More than anyone else's, I've listened to any of your recommendations, okay? That's the best song this year, Ice Cream? No way, man. No way. Check Japanese top song and ice cream number one. Okay, I'll ask my aunt and uncle. Do you know ice cream? You be rocking Jin. Exactly. Got some R&B, got some rap. You know, there's a lot. But Kalani has some good taste. To be fair, you can't deny it. Kalani does have some good taste. Ice cream cake by Red Velvet. True. Not only me, but Angel and Star. True. We got some music channel, and you guys were putting some emo era music. I appreciate that. I'm still in my emo phase. I'm more R&B based now. Come on, yeah, true. R&B so good though. Very open-minded to music. You gotta let Zirconium put you on the noise music. You'll see. I used to think I was open-minded to music, and then Zirconium sent me his noise music, and I was like, damn, I guess I'm not open-minded. He has? I was like, Zirconium, I'm sorry. It sounds like my headphones are breaking. Is it noise or is it music? I guess both. Me and Angel putting in emo music. I got the Night Rain ad. I was watching YouTube and I got the Evanescence Night Rain ad. We did run into Morgot in the game, but Evanescence did not play. I was very disappointed. That better be a mod soon. Some of it is more noise than music. Yeah, exactly. No Evanescence, zero. I know. I was really hoping he would come on. He would spawn in, and it would be like, it would start playing. It would have been so good. Morgot needs to step things up. I'll make that mod if it doesn't exist. I'll learn how to mod and I'll put it in. But yeah. I should probably go eat lunch soon. We were talking about food earlier. I have jjajangmyeon for dinner, but I shouldn't eat it for lunch as well. That's probably not good. I'll get sick of it. You do listen to whatever everyone sends in the channel. Nice. A Pokeball sounds good. I don't have Pokeball. I wish I did. I wish I had Pokeball. Getting hot wing. Everyone has such good food. I'm jealous. Yeah, 1 million point. What the hell? I thought you had like 300k. 1 million. That's great. Does it even fit? Can you take a screenshot? I want to see what that looks like on the points bar. Does it even fit? What's the limit? Can you get 99 million? That's crazy. It just says 1. Okay. I thought it was like a lot of zeros. That makes sense. I guess I don't know what maybe the limit is 999 million. 10 cosplays? You mean 5 cosplays? Wingstop? I don't know if you have Wingstop. I don't think we have Wingstop, but I've heard of it. The Corny and I bragging yesterday with 250k. I know. He had nothing on you. You guys had nothing on him. For Hiren cosplays. No, that's for my master plan if the death note ever drops from the sky, okay? But yeah. I will go eat lunch now. I hope you guys get some good food today as well. Be sure not to engage in too much weebery or I will be coming for you. Wingstop mango habanero bone. That sounds really good. What the hell? I only ever eat like Korean fried chicken, but sometimes Western wings are good too. Never that. All the weavery. Fine. Just do it out of sight. Keep it out of sight. But yeah, join the Discord if you haven't already. I'll be streaming again on Wednesday with some non-weeby Genshin Impact. But if you want to be back for some more just chatting, that'll be next weekend, Saturday and Sunday as usual. Yeah, I hope to see you all next time and take care everyone. Bye.